Sorry about that.
We are back, and we are online.
We-
Everybody, except
Hello.
Topher.
I can't find it. So I'm just a disembodied voice. Ooh.
Getting really into the Christmas spirit.
It really
Yeah,
is.
I'm Ghost of Christmas.
But,
Your Christmas finances.
Yeah.
Welcome to poverty, motherfucker.
Oh no, he's not the spirit of Christmas. He's the spirit of consumerism.
You thought you were gonna pay off your bills by the end of the year? Nah.
Anyway,
You gotta buy
It is
presents.
the capitalist.
talking about bills and the system. This is a continuation of Extra Life. We are partnered with Batson Children's Hospital in Jackson. All donations that are given to us using the link down below, because I did not put a QR code on this screen, will go to any donations just goes to Batson's to help parents pay for medical bills and not worry about both keeping a roof over their head and paying for the kids' medicine or doctor's treatment. So if you can donate, please do. It's the greatest gift you can give at this time of the year. If you can't, please share and get the information out. Speaking of which, if everybody that is playing would like to share it online at the moment to make sure we got some folks coming in to watch us. But this is the first time we've been on webcam for a little bit. Well, oh yeah, mine's being weird about the blurred background. But first time we've been on webcam for a minute. First,
Well, you were on webcam for the Hot Wing Challenge.
Yeah, I was. But we were going to do some of this last night, but we had some other stuff come up, and we had a lot of video games. So I got to see some people play Baldur's Gate and hear some of them talk about waggling physics. Did Nate just laugh to the waggling physics?
Look,
I
I think everyone is happy that Larian listened to the fans and added giggling dicks.
I was going to stick with waggling physics because we are still technically doing this for children. None of us are safe for work. None of us are. I have children, but my language is not necessarily child friendly all the time. Anyway,
We just want to make sure children beat cancer or whatever health issue they have.
This is true. They will beat the shit out of cancer. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're now going to start off our last two games. I'm going to be running here a Monster of the Week known as Charity. So I will give you all the brief little blurb that I did post on Discord. It's been an unusually cold winter here in the Twin Cities of Monroe and West Monroe. 6 inches of snow have fallen in the last 2 days. Now, for folks elsewhere in the country, that might not be that big a deal, but being here in the deep south and people not having chains on tires or salt trucks ready to go, there's probably a chance someone's gone feral or cannibal at this point because they think it's the apocalypse. All the Visqueen, all the duct tape, all the tarps, the bottled water, and the canned soups have been bought up from the Walmart. If you were to go, all that would be left is the expensive items. Only the expensive items are left if you go to the stores now. That's how bad it's gotten. The cops are trying to get out. They're trying to check on the elderly, trying to make sure, because there have been some power outages due to power lines coming down. And there's been an odd series of deaths. The most recent being a Connor Bilton, who died in his home near Caroli Park in West Monroe. You have been contacted by Deputy Ronathan Mills because he's investigated a couple of these deaths. And something's not adding up. Something is just a little bit off. And so he's reached out to your group. So we will now start with the description of our first player. Ninjaspence, would you please introduce your character and tell us a little bit about them?
Alrighty then. Hey everybody, I am Ninjaspence and I will be playing Hayden Russell, that the Divine. So basically that the appearance is that she is a brunette, but she has very, very light brown skin. She kind of has like a undercut swoop kind of thing going with just a large just bang underneath. That she is usually dressed up in like cozy winter clothes. Just like think about any type of basic college or else just like Starbucks girl with just like the black athletic leggings, oversized sweater, and Uggs. she had that. She does have heterochromatic eyes. Now that one of them is a hazel golden color, while that the other is just kind of like this glassy white, that she just plays off as just a permanent eye infection. And she is basically usually just basically she is working in like soup kitchens and in at the Salvation Army, especially probably during this time.
All right. Next, we will move to the Graveflower.
Oh, it's me. Wow. Okay, so I'm playing Mr. Flanagan, a friendly janitor. Mid-50s, kind of scruffy red hair, has a mustache, looks looks like he takes care of himself, but he's looks a bit weathered. You know, I mean, he looks his age, but he doesn't look like he doesn't take care of himself, I guess you would say. Uh dressed somewhat nicely, but just normal clothes, a button up, and keeps himself very proper. Drives around in a very nice, very well maintained Chevrolet Corsica 1995. That is a vomit green color. And yeah, he's just the janitor over at Carroll High School. He's been doing that for 25 years. Let's see, 1995, so over 25 years.
So 25 years, and your life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope.
No, I think actually, like, he's pretty, like, content with his lot in life. I mean, yeah, sure, he has to unclog fucking toilets on a daily basis, but, he makes decent money for Carol, for a janitor. He has his little hidey hole. He has a nice car. He loves his car. I mean, it's beautiful. And he has all of his amenities. He even has health insurance. Wow.
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 All right.
So he's fine. Yeah.
And what play sheet are you using again?
I'm using the Mundane.
The Mundane. Okay. Neysa.
I am playing an initiate. Her name is Cassandra Hawkins. She wears rather plain clothes. She tries not to stand out, not to blend in, or just to kind of fade into the background. And her entire appearance is pretty much, if you took a closer look, you'd think that she has like a runner's or a martial arts type of body. Not a lot of curves, not a lot of angles or anything like that. She's plain. And that is how she likes it.
All right. And Volkov.
I am playing Jon. Jon is the elder brother of Jacob by like 40 years. Their dad got around. But unlike Jacob, I just kind of live homeless, walking around, defending the city of Monroe from small supernatural threats, petty crime. I consider myself a superhero, but in actuality, I am a ghoul, the undead, and I vaguely smell of rotten eggs and patchouli. And you can see me walking around Monroe with a sign that says, "Need help, God bless." And, I just kind of help out here and there where I can.
All right.
While subsisting on brains. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So you just gave us the description of Venom.
I was thinking of Hancock with Will Smith.
Oh. Well, I guess that says a lot about those movies.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the deal. We're not going to go through the whole phone call. Hayden, how do you know Mr. Flanagan? We don't need to go by. We don't have to go by what's on the character sheet.
Right.
How do you know Mr.
That
Flanagan?
I would say that she knows Mr. Flanagan by basically that she has basically helped out with just like something for charity, and like Carol one time that we had basically like used their gymnasium for basically giving out food to like the homeless shelter and stuff. And then just that, that this ultra light skinned brown person is just basically just there, just sticks out like a sore thumb. And then that, that basically then that she has stayed behind and then helped out Mr. Flanagan, always cleaning up afterwards and stuff, just doing good deeds all around.
Cool. Mr. Flanagan, how do you know Cassandra?
Oh no. I know Cassandra by well, I just know people in town. Can I just do that? Like I've oh shit.
Mr. Flanagan just knows everybody. He's that guy that knows just knows everybody. That, you know what? That really works. That makes sense because
yeah, we could just have him like he just knows people, and people just come up to say, "Hey, have you heard about this?" Or, "Hey, can I get some advice?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure."
Okay.
People just assume he's like they have the stereotype of like the wise janitor in their head.
You are the magic wise janitor.
Yeah, but he's actually not that smart, and he's just like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give you some advice."
Okay, we've now established how Mr. Flanagan knows everybody. Cassandra, how do you know Jon?
I know Jon because let me double check something though. Jon, where do you get your brains? Do you just raid the cemeteries, or do you have a deal with the coroner's office? What's going on there?
I kind of just get it however I can. Sometimes I go to a butcher's. I can eat beef brains, but it's not as good. Occasionally, if a body goes unclaimed, the coroner's office will call me. He charges me though, so I gotta pay. So, but I do have special abilities. I could easily be the muscle for people if they need it. I am a ghoul. That's generally what I'm known for, and I generally like to keep the supernatural out of my town. That's the hostile supernatural. I'll say that.
You're the monster.
Nice bird.
Then I have a feeling we would have met on assignment at some point. And as long as you're, behaving, we maintain a good professional working relationship. I'll bring you a $5 box from McDonald's at some point, but inside the box it's just brains in a tub from the butcher's.
Yeah, that works. And I'm just your livable neighborhood ghoul that you love from a distance because of the smell.
I just love that all I see now is she drops off a Happy Meal box to you.
Gotta keep up appearances. He's playing like a homeless guy, so
yeah, I mean that that track.
Okay, so that's how everybody kind of knows each other a little bit. Everybody knows really each other through Mr. Flanagan. Mr. Flanagan will be our linchpin in this situation. But as you were called to investigate this, because Deputy Mills, he's contacted y'all before when something not quite right has happened. Like one of the worst ones y'all had to do is you had to go investigate and clean up after a group of other investigators about some things that might or might not have been deer. And there was a very large, grossly mutated automaton that had been left unattended in the woods that had to be dealt with. So you all know each other a little bit, and Mills knows who to contact when something just doesn't quite add up. So, Mr. Flanagan, of course you have snow tires or snow chains for your tires. You're always prepared. So everybody has now loaded up. What you got?
Yes. Has a question.
Yes.
Because I has the at the start of the mystery thing.
Okay, you gotta start. Okay, I forgot to ask it. So, anyone else have a start of the mystery thing?
I don't, but I do have a mission. My mission is that the end of days approaches. Your role is to guide these hunters and prevent it from coming to pass.
Okay.
I have a beginning of the hunt.
Okay, so we'll hit Neysa's first because she brought it up, and then I'll hit yours. Okay. So Neysa, what we got to roll? Is
Okay.
it with the organization?
So, yes, when I'm in good standing with my sect at the beginning of each mystery, I can roll Charm. On a 10+, they provide some useful info or help in the field. On a 7 to 9, I get a mission associated with the mystery, and if I do it, I get some info or help too. On a miss, they'll ask me to do something bad. If I fail a mission or refuse an order, I'll be in trouble with my sect until I atone. So 3 and 5 makes 8, plus 1 makes 9. So that's a mission associated with the mystery, and if I do it, I'll get info or help.
Okay, so you don't usually have direct contact with your superiors all the times. A lot of times you get a delivery, and in that delivery is also a message. So before all this happens, shortly after you get the phone call, and you called Mr. Flanagan, he's a stand-up guy to get you over there, because you looked outside. Unfortunately, the house you're in is a slight dip down, so even if you could get your vehicle out, it's not going up that incline, because Monroe never tears up a road before they repave it. They just pave over it and let the old one sink, which means all the roads in certain neighborhoods are about 6 to 8 inches higher than the foundations of houses in the same neighborhood.
Yo.
Which, if anybody doubts it, you can drive around the 2 towns we're in and you will see it everywhere. Anyway, so you also find that there is a DoorDash bag on your front step as you look out. Still steaming.
Okay. Delicious. I haven't had breakfast yet. Literally.
You open it up, and it is a big batch of chicken vindaloo.
Oh, hell yeah. Been craving Indian food.
And a folded note that is slightly hidden behind the label on the tub that holds the majority of the sauce. As you
Okay.
open it and read through it, there's reports of an old mirror. A very old mirror. That has made its way around the world for about 800 years. It's associated with some odd deaths, and then it's quiet, or it disappears for a while, and then all of a sudden it pops up in an estate sale, or it's found, like one of the weirdest ones, and it was the one right before they lost track of it again. It was sold in a garage sale in New Orleans. A gentleman known as Donald bought it, and when they tried to track him down, they weren't quite able to find him. But
Okay.
there's rumors that the mirror has popped up in northern Louisiana.
Okay.
And they want you to retrieve it so that they can sequester it and determine what is actually going on with this mirror. Is it just happenstance? It happens to be there and or it happens to be there when these odd occurrences happen? Because that's happened before. You did get one artifact that turned out to be 100% just a normal ball of jade. It was totally not that artifact's fault that it was used to bludgeon people to death repeatedly. I mean, it just fit in the hand so perfectly. But it wasn't
Okay.
it wasn't cursed or anything. It was just a at-hand weapon. Is Puppy going after the blanket in the background?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need to retrieve this and get it back to your contact, who goes by the name Melba.
Okay. Get it. I assume there's some kind of a description of the mirror that I'll recognize it. Right?
It is a large square mirror, silvered mirror. Specifically, it's old enough that the back of this is silvered, and it is supposed to have. It's had more than one frame over the centuries, but the description of the latest one is that it is a very ornate frame, or it's a very ornate frame that goes around this mirror. some filigree.
Alrighty.
So, Mr. Flanagan, who do you pick up first?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to pick up Nathan's character first. He stinks.
Did you go like and get a whole bunch of air fresheners just to stick in the car for this?
I got like Febreze. I got some air fresheners. I got a few things. I actually went to the dollar store and picked up some extra supplies and threw it in my trunk with my rifle.
Did you put a blanket across the back seat so that Jon didn't?
No, it's not just that. It's like I actually bought a seat cover.
Okay.
It's like a plastic seat cover, especially where he's going to sit. And I'm going to bide my time and pick up Cassandra first.
Okay. Then you get Hayden at last. Jon, where are you when Mr. Flanagan picks you up?
Where am I?
Yeah, where are you, Jon, when you get picked up?
Oh, I'm just begging for change outside of the 76.
Okay, good, because that's right next to the bridge to go over.
Mhm.
It's been kind of rough, Jon, because not a lot of people are out. Like, you've watched a couple people go, and then you watch them start spinning down the road and end up in ditches or parking lots. Because, of course, nobody down here knows how to drive in the snow. Anybody?
They should just walk like me everywhere.
Everybody,
it's not that cold.
Everybody, real quick, raise your hand if you have seen someone spin out on one of the major roads in our town because they didn't know how to drive in ice.
I've seen them do. I've seen them
during like that because someone. I had to go check on my mom, and like the person behind me was like, "Yeah, I can just tailgate you when there's like an inch of ice on the road." And what happens? I get rear-ended, and then they blame me for fucking up their car. Of course.
What were you saying, Nate?
I said I see that even when it's not
This is true.
icy out. Like I saw this video the other day. They were saying, I don't get why Southerners can't drive in the ice. I'm like, it's bold of you to assume that we can drive when it's not icy.
Mm-hmm.
The only place I've met with people that drive worse than us is Michigan. Because Michigan is very much Fury Road. I live, I die, I live again. Anyway, so you end up making it to the house over in Crowley. And it gets dicey in a couple places because once you get off of the main road and start going to Crowley, it's up and down. But, of course, Mr. Flanagan, you got this. And you pull up to the house, 657 Braxton.
I'm going to say it's cold, it's icy, and I'm prepared. And I'm also driving very carefully. Like, in fact, it takes us an extra 30 minutes to get there. Y'all are probably pissed at me because I'm waiting for traffic to go by. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, we're not going yet. We're not going yet.
I feel like every couple of seconds you are spraying the Febreze in the vehicle, though.
Yeah. I get a small whiff.
I am wearing a felony forest. You know what I'm talking about? Like the pine tree air fresheners and just all in his coat. So I just assumed I was about to
every
get
now and
picked
then
up.
I get that whiff of redneck smell, and you just see me like shooting the Febreze back there.
I'm assuming Jon doesn't take this personally. So
cleanliness is godliness.
So you get there, and there is a sheriff cruiser out. You can tell that is Mills's cruiser. He has been waiting here for you.
Okay, I slowly pull up, and I make sure to be as careful as possible.
Okay, roll me an act under pressure for parking here because it is on a bit of a slope.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Oh, I got a 10. And what is an act under pressure?
Act under pressure is cool.
Okay, so a 9.
9, so a mixed success. So you get the car there, but I'm going to say you forget to put the emergency brake on.
Don't do this to me. Don't hurt my baby.
Did you name the car?
Charlene is the name of the car.
Charlene. Yeah, Charlene doesn't have the emergency brake on because, I'll be honest, you have had to pull the emergency brake once in all the years you've had this vehicle. So, but you're able to pull up. You're right next to the cruiser. Is everybody going in?
Yeah, I get out of the car and I look at everyone's like, be careful. It's slippery. You don't want to fall. And then I fix my mustache.
Oh, has a little mustache.
I
Okay.
use
Yeah.
my toenails to make sure I don't go anywhere.
That Hayden just basically just like takes her little just like scarf and just kind of just tucks it underneath her chin a little bit.
Okay. As y'all get in there,
Tactical boots for the win.
so as y'all get in, Deputy Mills, mid-30s, balding, but doing his best to try to hide that he's balding, but it's not.
He's got that comb over.
Well, no, it's more of like the hairline is still there, but it's thinning out back towards the back, but he's not shaved it. It's like thinning right through here. Like you can see more scalp than normal. But he's tried to gel it to. He is very desperately trying to hide that he is losing his hair at such a what he would consider an early age. He's also your average build, maybe a little portly around the waist, or maybe a little bit thicker around the waist, because you all know that he is a big fan of Natty Light. So he is standing there as y'all get in. He goes, "Oh, good to see y'all here." Man, it took y'all a minute, but I'm assuming looks directly at Mr. Flanagan. All right, now I know.
It's a little dirty in here.
Well, he was an older gentleman. And yeah, he was an older gentleman, but I need y'all to follow me back over here real quick. So y'all, this is what doesn't add up to me. They tried to, the coroner, when he came in, said, "Oh, that ain't nothing. That's just a stain." But next to his body, and everybody roll me just a general sharp roll.
Goody, -1 for me.
9.
Okay.
That is experience.
Mark experience if you got lower than a 7.
I rolled a 7, but -1.
Cassandra, would you get?
10.
10. Okay, Cassandra, you and Mr. Flanagan notice it. It looks like where the body was, that there is a slight darkening of the wall and a portion of the faux wood floor, the linoleum that looks like wood. Not too far away from the carport door into the kitchen.
That don't look right. I get down and like inspect it.
Okay, roll me investigative mystery.
Like I'm just sitting there, like you're like, oh, this dude is like surprisingly spry for his age because he's Slavic squatting and looking down. Okay, what is investigative mystery?
By
7. Nah, let's hold 1.
Yeah, hold on. What you asking, Neysa?
I was gonna say by darkening, do we mean like does it seem like a stain, like something splattered or dripped, or like a
roll investigative mystery
like
so I can describe it a
actual
little.
I would also like to do something once everybody is done.
I'll use my hold to ask what happened here.
Okay, I'll answer that in just a second. Let's see what Neysa got.
11.
11. So that means you get to hold 2. So we've already got what happened here. What are you asking, Neysa?
Hang on one second, please. I forgot to pull up that particular sheet. Okay. Oh, good grief. Where is it? Where is it? Right there. Okay. Where did it go and what is being concealed here?
Okay, so what happened here and what is being concealed here? I can answer what's being concealed here. Nothing is necessarily being concealed other than probably that the coroner wanted to get the hell home immediately and wasn't too worried because it's just another dead man in his early 70s. So just, he's dead. It doesn't matter if there was something else going on. That's not his job. He's an elected official. And he wants to go back home. It's cold. What happened here is that the closer that you look at it, it doesn't look so much like a stain that has been dripped or something's been thrown and splattered. It looks almost like soot that is outlining where a shoulder used to be against a wall or where a leg was, or sorry, not a leg, where an arm was across the floor. And as for where did it go, to answer one part, the body obviously went back to the morgue because it's not going to go to a funeral home just yet. And whatever did this, you're not sure where it went. There's no signs of anything that's left, it almost looks like if someone was to wipe their finger through it, it's almost, the soot doesn't come off the wall really. It's almost like a carbon burn.
That's not good.
I would like to use magic
Okay.
to observe another place or time to kind of like channel what happened here, see if I can recreate magically the kind of display for everybody in the room, but not like super detailed. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to see that, but maybe with the bodily fluids, and so we can kind of get an idea if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me some weird and let's see what you do.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Okay. So no glitch, goes off without a hitch. Good, which is good for me because I can't find my second sheet of this. I just got the main one, but I think I remember most of the stuff for magic and big
I have
magic.
it pulled up too. I can reread it to you if you need me to.
Okay, so John, you tilt your head back at a slightly unnatural angle, which might be off-putting to everybody that doesn't know what you are. Or it might just be, oh, look at the crazy guy again. And immediately, you're watching an old man making a cup of coffee that he added a healthy bit of praline cream liqueur to, making a nightcap, as he does. You can hear in the background on the TV loosely that some sports ball team is doing sports ball stuff and might be winning. It doesn't intrigue you. It's perfunctory at best, the way that they show these sports. But then there is a knock on the carport door, and you see the older man look confused for a second, and as he opens the door, there's a bright light, and it seems like he's talking to something in that light. It's interfering with the vision just a bit. It gets hazy, but you think you see two figures come in and head towards the restroom. And then after a minute, you see the older man go to look down the hallway, and then there's another bright light, and then he comes staggering back. And the light seems to grow and grow, and he collapses, and then the vision is over.
I'm going to relay this to everybody so that they'll be aware of what I saw.
The bathroom, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I did. Or he did.
Okay. I would like to go. Is the sheriff Deputy Mills still here?
Yeah, he's still there with you. He's writing down what
But he's
John.
in the loop, right?
Yeah, he's in the know. He contacts y'all when stuff is weird to get it handled because he can't necessarily rely on the sheriff's department to actually stop supernatural crimes.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to pull from my belt a small silver knife, and I'm moving down the hall to try to find the bathroom and look for evidence down there.
It's not hard. To give you an idea, like here's the my hand's getting blurred out. Here's the kitchen. Here's like the living room. And then there's a hallway that goes to 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. It's a small, older house. So the bathroom's at the end of the hallway. Like you could loop through the kitchen or you could go back through the living room down this hallway, and the bathroom's at the dead end of it. And as
I'll go kind of the long way around though, because I'm still keeping my eye out, just vaguely looking for the mirror that I'm supposed to be looking for too.
Okay, as you get there, I'm going to say you do not see an ornate fancy mirror. You see a dated mirror / medicine cabinet that's probably been there since the 70s. Like you're 90% sure when you open it, there's going to be a little slit in the back of it that people would drop razors into. So like the whole back of that wall is probably full of old razor blades. Which, if anybody doubts that that's a thing, I got a wall full of them right now because of one of my old things. It's just I wasn't going to tear it out to get rid of what's probably the tetanus wall. So you get in there and it's just, first glance, it's just a bathroom. Would you like to do anything while you're in the bathroom, Cassandra?
I would like to look closer. The 2 figures came out of the carport and went in here, but the vision didn't show if they came back out, and there was bright lights. I'm looking for any more
Okay,
of those like carbon burns or anything.
Roll me investigate a mystery. Hayden, what are you doing at this time? Mr. Flanagan is down there still investigating the walls. John's had a vision. Cassandra went to the restroom. Based on the vision, what do you wish to do?
That she knows her role much, as in that she is more of a combative type, so that she's just basically just kind of just staying just vigilant and just watching just as that Mr. Flanagan is just basically speaking is just speaking to Officer Mills and stuff.
Okay. Cassandra, what'd you get on that investigative mystery?
8.
8, so you get to hold 1.
The good one. What is being concealed here? Ow!
What is being concealed here is that as you look, you can see that there is a little panel. It matches up to the wood paneling, like the old school paneling that all of us are very familiar with if you're a child from the 80s or the 90s. That makes up the interior of this bathroom as a faux wainscoting. There's a small spot that you can see that can be actually moved or loosened, like it's hiding a little cubby or a small compartment.
Very carefully gonna use my knife to pry that open. I'm trying not to get my hand in there right away.
Okay, as you pry it open, you see there are 2 things that are in this little compartment. The first one is a bottle of prescription laxative and stool softener. And I'm talking, it is a bottle like this big. It is a very large, very red, very large for compacted bowel relief written on it. And next to it is a butter knife.
Oh, good God!
I think Neysa has realized what the knife is.
Yeah, that's not okay. Poor guy.
I'm
Oh God.
He was embarrassed and had to hide the poop. Had to hide the stool softener and the poop knife. He didn't want anybody to know his shame. So that is what you found concealed in this bathroom, but nothing else. Hayden, where are you standing?
I would say that she is normally just kind of like like standing, just kind of like up in like close proximity to like Mills, and then also like Mr. Flanagan. Just still kind of being somewhat just somewhat vigilant.
Okay.
And now that she's just sipping on her coffee.
Tell me your abilities again. Like, would you pick on your play sheet?
I have Smite, I have Soothe, and I have Lay on Hands.
Okay, so you went pally with this.
Yes.
All right, so roll me weird real quick though, Hayden, since you are the divine.
Nope. That is experience. That is a 5.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. Everything's good. Jon, you're also more of the supernatural persuasion. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mr. Flanagan's now like examining the baseboards and the cabinetry. Like, I feel like he's like now figuring out how he could fix this house. Is that safe to say, Grave?
Yeah, I've went into first. I was into, man, this is really interesting, and then I'm like, wow, we need to really. I mean, he was living in filth here. He really needs to fix some stuff. Oh yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong with this place.
Actually, no one else really
Well,
would.
I'm speaking internally.
I'm just making a joke, Chris. It's fine.
All right, Jon, you're also of the supernatural persuasion. Give me weird.
Okay. 12.
12. You think out of the corner of your eye as you lean to see where Cassandra went that you think you see someone move through the mirror for just a split second, but you can't clearly make it out. But there is definitely something that moved across that mirror.
Let me look at something real quick. I want to use magic if I can, then.
Uh-huh.
I want to try, if there is something like that in here, I want to try to send something out to like a sonar, maybe. I don't know if I can do this.
Well, let's read let's read the effects of magic.
So you have inflict harm, enchant weapon, do one thing that is beyond human limitation. That might be it. Bar a place or portal to a specific person or creature type. Trap a specific person or monster. Banish a spirit. Summon a monster into the world. Communicate with something you don't share language with. Observe another time or place. Or heal one in harm.
Okay, this definitely falls underneath that category of something that's not humanly possible, which is one of the things I love about Monster of the Week's magic. That line right there is so open to interpretation, allows you to do some zany stuff. So you're gonna do like a magic sonar, a ping.
Mm-hmm. The 10.
A 10. Okay, so it goes off without a hitch, and you don't get a ping from that mirror. You get a slight ping from a small decorative mirror in the hallway. You get a slight ping from somewhere outside the building, maybe as you look in that direction, the rear view mirror of the police cruiser. And then you get a bit of a bing from across the street. As you send it out, it just kind of ping, ping. And it seems like the bings are going as if something is moving.
I'm going to relay this to my other magical person, the divine Hayden.
Yes,
and let her know. I think there's something in the mirrors.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm going to explain like how I did the ping, and it feels like I got the sense that something is bouncing around in the mirrors. That explains why I went to the bathroom.
Well, then we need to go in and make sure that Cassandra is okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's go check on Cassandra. See how she's doing.
As y'all walk in there, this is when Cassandra has found the hidden shame of the previous homeowner, Mr. Bilton.
how that?
It happens, I guess, when people get older. I'm just gonna close the little pocket door back.
You just put the
I
bit of
mean,
paneling back in place.
I mean that.
Yeah.
I mean that. At least they had medicine up in this timeline. That they had many deaths of dysentery back then. Ugh.
So,
I'll never get used to the way you just casually reference other timelines, Hayden. Just no, that's not okay. Um,
Hayden mentions multiverse theory to everybody, and it's like, you've made us uncomfortable.
No, like other time periods, because she is old.
Okay, so what does the party wish to do with the information they have now gathered at Mr. Bilton's?
Should we relate
um,
this to Mr. Flanagan? I mean, yeah.
well,
Definitely.
I mean, w-
I've
we
just
need to
spaced
be on the
off
lookout.
in a way. It's like I could arrange this place to make it just so much easier. Like I've completely
Um,
lost the plot.
You also are like, man, I could probably 120. 120 would actually be, man, that's still too much. Maybe 110 for this house. Like you're sitting there,
with John's info about the mirrors, I'll let them know that that there's one in particular that I'm looking for. Give them a little bit of the description about just the general shape and uh the look of the thing. And I would like to take a better, like, I wanna go through the whole house, like check all the closets, check if there's like
okay, I won't make you roll for
check
that
the bedrooms and stuff.
as you go through. You don't find any other. You find like small decorative mirrors, but you don't find anything like the one you had described to you. You find
Okay.
this is an older gentleman. He was a veteran. Uh, I mean, the guest room looks like it has bunk beds still in it, so it probably had younger kids, or back in the day, his kids. He had two of them in the same room. You see a picture of a much younger looking him and a younger one, maybe like middle age in their 40s. Uh, says celebrating 30 years in the image. So maybe it was maybe 50s, late 50s. So he was, what you're getting is this was a widower, hadn't changed his house much since his kids left.
Giving me feels.
But everything else about this is just, it's disturbing how mundane everything in this house seems to be with what happened. Like everything here is just
Okay.
literally normal, everyday. Like you could understand why the coroner's like, old man in his 70s died. Done. No foul play.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's cold. But also look, if you take in the whole house, even if you took in the yard, if it wasn't under, snow, this is just random old dude house.
John said that these blinding figures came from the carport. I'd like to wrap up the search going through the carport door.
Okay, as you go out the carport door, you can tell that y'all came in through the front door, and y'all could tell when you came through by looking at the door. The front door did not get used much. Another southern thing for anybody that's watching us online. So the carport door, yeah, it looks normal. It's a one-car lean-to style awning garage. Probably some type of metal roofer put it in. It's not as old as the rest of the house, but it's definitely seen some better days. But just a metal awning off the side of the house that allows for one car to park. You also see immediately why the sheriff did not pull into the driveway, because the driveway next to the house is like this, but then it still does that ramp back up to the road, which would possibly make it harder for anything that doesn't necessarily have four-wheel drive to get out. And y'all know, as much as the sheriff's department likes to say they do, most of their cruisers don't actually have four-wheel drive. But
So
give
there's
me
literally nothing else beyond the charcoal burn in the kitchen.
the carbonized style burning on the wall and the floor that kind of looks like a shoulder and an outstretched arm.
Huh.
However, as you get outside, give me investigate a mystery. While Cassandra's doing that, what is everybody else doing as Cassandra has stepped back out onto the carport?
Hayden is going to approach Officer Mills and just going to be like, so nobody, what was the older gentleman's name?
Connor Bilton.
That Mr. Bilton, that may he just be rest in peace. Did he have like anything stolen or anything reported from his house, Officer Mills?
No, nothing was stolen. He didn't have anything taken. It's just we found him. Coroner said heart attack, and that's
I
what it
mean,
was.
nearest like next of kin around.
We've notified the family, but his closest child lives over in El Paso. So with the weather, I mean, it's gone all the way through Texas too. So it'll be a minute before they're able to get over here and try to look at the body. The other child is an expat over somewhere in France.
Yeah, I'm going to unplug the space heater. It's kind of a fire hazard right here. I'm going to just move that right there.
I'm glad it's not an active crime scene.
Right.
Okay, Cassandra, would you roll?
I rolled a 6. I'm trying to decide if I spend a luck on it or not. I don't think I need to right now. So,
Probably not. Mark the experience.
Yeah, I'll take the experience.
He says so. He let in some people. I mean, and you hear the radio come over that there's an incident that has occurred over near Cypress Street. There's been a massive accident, multiple cars, and they need all active units to report that way. He goes, all right, look, I'm going to hand you, and he hands you a notebook. This is everything I've written down about all the cases. I got to get going.
That's fair.
Y'all got my cell phone number. Call me if you find anything out, or call me if something goes wrong and I need to get people over here quick.
Radio.
And he goes back out the front door. You hear the sound of him catching himself to not bust his ass. Everybody knows that quick step and the grinding noise of. And you can.
Before I leave, I'm checking the pipes. I'm like, he didn't run his pipes last night.
It doesn't. It doesn't look like it's the pipes are going to suffer any damage, though, Mr. Flanagan. It's just he should have been more cautious.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful there. I mean, one rupture and then you're spending thousands of dollars.
So, you now have a notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, John stepped away. So, you now have a notebook. You're in the house. Nothing else seems to be going on. John's back. So, what do y'all want to do?
We gotta go through the notebook.
Yeah, that out of character, y'all, that I am working with a -1 charm and a -1 sharp. So I'm not the investigative type at all. So I'm trying.
We should use magic. We should use magic to investigate.
My magic is a 0, so.
Oh, well, I can do it for you if you just tell me what you want.
I mean, I can do it. It's just fine. It's just, and I'm just trying to just play to the numbers.
I got you.
All right, so.
I mean, I'm by the book, so I want to go through Deputy Mills' notebook.
Okay, so flipping through the notes real quick, you know that there are 3 deaths that are all. If someone was to pull out a cell phone and pull up Google Maps, which I'm assuming y'all would do, because no one here has like a complete aversion to technology, except maybe John, who doesn't have it.
I'm just poor.
You can see that most of these odd deaths, There is one in Monroe that there is no way y'all can get over to investigate. That was in the Garden District. Near that really big, fancy British guy's house, not too far from there. There was an odd death listed as it lists the. I'm not even gonna bother giving a name, but the person that died, they're saying that they caught themselves on fire with the stove, and that they fell down and knocked themselves out, and then ended up dying from burns at the hospital. The next 4, including Mr. Bilton, all seem to happen within a 1 mile diameter area. Like if you were to draw a circle,
And
there's one on Braxton, there's one on Bragg, there's one over on Perry, and one back closer to the Max Fresh Market that was near when you came in.
Are all of these 4 deaths on the West Monroe side the ones that are all geographically together?
Yeah, all of them are within. If you were to draw a line, they're all within one. The furthest one from the north and the one to the bottom are 1 mile apart.
Are they all 4 burn? Like, do they all 4 have a similar MO? Or
2 are listed as heart attacks, and you can see "goddamn coroner" written down. The one before, like the last 2 are listed as heart attacks. The ones from when the snow started really coming down. As you look out, it's still snowing. The 2 before that, one is a slipped and fell and broke a neck. Person was in their 30s, which is probably why there's more of a warranted look into it, but it looks like they're listed as they slipped and fell and broke their neck in the bathroom. And the other one is listed as suicide. And the details get a little grim, but it looks like someone had smashed their mirror and used it to do self-harm.
okay. Which one was first out of the 4 plus Bilton on the West Monroe side?
The slip and fall. The slip and fall is the first one.
Okay.
And then the self-harm, and then the 2 heart attacks.
Okay. I'm leaning toward, based on what Jon said he saw in the mirrors, how about before I say anything else, how many days between the slip and fall, or how much time between the slip and fall and the self-harm with the mirror?
The slip and fall was about a week ago. The self-harm was when the
Okay.
snow started, and the two heart attacks. One is from Mr. Bilton, who died earlier today, and the other one would have been from someone who died last night.
I think that we can postpone looking into the slip and fall. I think the major connection here is going to be that we need to go check out the self-harm with the mirror house.
Mr. Flanagan, as you hear Cassandra say this, you start hearing a grinding noise outside.
1 second. I run outside.
You can see that Charlene is starting to slide down the hill slowly.
No. And I run towards the car.
All right, roll me an act under pressure to see if you get out there without busting you. But y'all just all watch Mr. Flanagan go running out. What do y'all do?
I'm going
to see what he's up to.
I am going to go help him out.
Yeah, me too.
All right, as you all 3 run out there, Mr. Flanagan, what was that act under pressure roll?
11 for a 10.
11 for a 10. You get to the car without busting your butt, and you're able to pull Charlene's emergency brake, and she comes to a stop. She's at a slight angle. Only you might notice this angle. But you've stopped her. But I want, as everybody looks across the street,
Mm-hmm.
You can see at the neighbor's house that there are a Ring doorbell. And the only reason you
Okay.
notice this is one of those big, bright, shiny brass. Like, looks like they got the shiny brass body for it instead of the black or the dull
Right.
bronze. And you can see there are other security cameras on this rather large yard that goes all the way to the corner of the road, back with the main one that goes to Caroli. So you can see across
Okay.
there's a neighbor that has security cameras.
I want to wait, let me ask a really dumb question here. Does Deputy Mills' notebook, is it just like a regular like Dollar Tree steno pad? Or does
it has the Washita Parish Sheriff's Department logo on the outside of it looks like the notebook can be changed out repeatedly, but it's got the leather case and it has the department's shield on it.
All right. I'm at least gonna like not even saying anything to the other three here. I'm gonna walk across the street and go ring the fancy Ring doorbell.
All right. So you're walking, so I won't make you roll act under pressure to keep your balance. Y'all watch Cassandra start beelining for the house across the street with all the cameras. Hayden and Jon, what do you do? Because did y'all run out to help Mr. Flanagan? Like, would y'all be near Charlene?
That Hayden would, yes.
Okay. So y'all know.
Yeah.
Okay, so all three of you would then notice Cassandra's going across the street. And it seems like Charlene's okay.
Yeah, I do an extra pass around the car, make sure everything is good. And then I see Cassandra. It's like, oh, well. Stay there, Shirley. Don't worry.
Do you want me to go over there with her? I think that I will be helpful.
We can all go.
We could,
Sure.
but do we want to scare the homeowners with a bunch of people? I'm gonna wait in the car. That might be best.
Get on the thing. Don't get
I don't
on
like
the
this.
leather.
I don't like this plastic. Let me take it off.
No. Don't you dare. It's there for a reason.
I just also just start kind of like walking, just kind of like across the street as well. Too.
Okay. So Jon's staying in the car. Mr. Flanagan, what are you doing?
I'm going to walk across the street.
Okay, so you're going across the street. Hayden is going over there. Mr. Flanagan, what is on your character sheet?
What is on my character sheet? Like
what moves did you take?
Oh, what moves? Okay, let me. I got. Let's get out of here. When you protect someone by telling them what to do or leading them out, you can do plus charm instead of tough. Power of heart. When fighting a monster, if you help someone, don't roll cool. You automatically help as though you rolled 10. And what was the other one? I had a third one. Oh yeah. It was what could go wrong. Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2. You can spend the hold to inflict 1 harm, reduce someone harm suffered by 1, take +2 forward, and act under pressure roll.
Okay. So all of y'all go over there. Cassandra, I'm assuming you knock on the door or you hit the Ring doorbell.
The doorbell.
And at the door is a lady probably in her early 60s. Mr. Flanagan, you actually recognize her. This is Clarin Moops.
Miss Moops.
Clairyn. Clarin Moops. She comes up and you say, Miss Moops, and she seems to kind of brighten up seeing you, Mr. Flanagan, as well as then Hayden and Cassandra are also there. So one that looks like a valley girl in the snow, like gone to the ski slopes, and one that looks like she may be a cop. with a notebook that has the insignia for the parish sheriff department. And she looks,
Okay. Before I do anything else, I do want to bring to the keeper's awareness. I did take one of the initiative moves is a sacred oath. You may bind yourself to a single goal, forsaking something during your quest. It gave some options. I chose lying. So my whole entire shtick is I don't lie, not even white lies. So that's why I was asking about the notebook.
Yeah.
So as soon as Flanagan said Ms. Moops or whatever, I'm gonna say, hello, Miss Moops. We are here on behalf of the Washington Parish Sheriff's Office as consultants. One of your neighbors experienced an accident
Oh, yeah, Mr.
last
Bilton.
night, and
Mr. Bilton died last night, or this morning. I'm aware.
we just wondered. We noticed that you had a lot of security cameras. We wondered if you or your cameras might have seen anything around the time of his death last night.
Oh, well. Okay, if you're with the department and you're with Mr. Flanagan, he's my deacon. You can come on in.
I'll follow her in respectfully, brushing off boots.
Okay, as y'all step in, you can tell initially this house was built much the same as the other, but it's been added on over the years. Also, immediately when you step in, you are overpowered by the scent of probably 4 different types of Christmas scented Yankee candles that are going, or Bath and Body Works candles. Like one room is going to smell like cranberry, somewhere else is going to smell like fresh cut pine, something's going to be fir, something's going to be hot cocoa. It is.
Mulled wine. I like that one.
So while y'all enter in, John, give me read a bad situation.
Oh shit. We left him alone in Charlene.
Don't wreck my car.
You got a 4?
Oh no.
You got a 4? Okay,
I got a 4.
Okay, mark your experience, and I will come back to you because this is going to be fun.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So,
The e-brake goes out. The car's gone.
so as y'all go inside, you can see that the first room again is that kind of very similar living room, filled like there's like 2 paths to walk through this room. There is so much stuff. There's like 2 Christmas trees. One is nothing but Christmas balls. The other one's nothing but like grandchildren picture Christmas ornaments. Like you see the entire lifespan of one child from newborn to like early 20s on this tree. There are so many freaking glass-eyed dolls on shelves and in like little glass curio cases. There's like a billion freaking precious moments.
Okay, so is this like almost hoarder level?
Not quite hoarder level because everything's clean. Everything
Okay.
is meticulously clean. Like this lady definitely keeps the dust off of everything. It's just that she's one of those older ladies that decorates every surface that she has.
Okay, yeah. Like my
You
grandma.
got one of those little light up villages with all the little mini pigs.
No. When you go into the kitchen, like once you go through the living room through the path to the kitchen, like the first dining room table is nothing but the little village, and then you can see the addition that is like the full size dining room has a full set table, china hutch. On the china hutch, there's like 1,000 freaking Tomty gnomes. Well, I should say like at least 20. Like there's just stuff everywhere, but it's not messy. This is just a lady who, if you looked at the tree, she has quite the number of grandchildren, and she has never thrown away anything that they've given her out of just the pure love of Mama. So she goes, would y'all like I actually do have mulled cider. Got to use some of it before it's gone because it's don't know when the family's coming now, so some of this might not be any good.
Oh my god, I would love a cup. Thank you.
Oh my God, Spence! I will kill your character if you keep doing the Valley Girl accent.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that's the persona I decided to go with until that she starts actually fighting.
So, and she gives you all a glass, and then she says, follow me, and she goes back down the hallway to what used to be the first bedroom. You can see, like, again, this house has been added on to at least probably 2-3 times, and it's sitting on a double, if not triple lot. Like, this is like
Nice.
she probably initially bought land out here when they first built so that she could then have her children build houses out here near her. And that plan never happened. So she's just mama with the big yard. Like, there's a swing. Covered in ice is the old swing set and the playground equipment stuff that she's got out there for all the grands and maybe the first round of great grands. And if anybody's asking me how a lady in her early 60s can have great grands, trust me, it's possible. It is
Sometimes even the 40s.
Yep. So
Uh,
as she goes in that first bedroom, you can see that she has an old computer. It's one of those that you can tell has not been turned off in a very long time, which is probably the only reason this thing that probably still has Vista in it
Oh no.
is running.
Not this time.
And it is hooked up to a security system.
Is it kind of making a whirly noise?
There is a little bit of a whirly noise.
Is the old CRT style monitor?
Actually, no. It is one of her grandbabies has hooked it up to another to a large flat screen TV, so that she can so she doesn't have her astigmatism and her eyesight mess with what now, as you realize, has to be 10 cameras scattered across this property. It's
Okay.
at least 2 of the Harbor Freight security cam systems, plus maybe some additional cameras from somewhere else. And she
Okay.
goes, "Well, I got everything." Oh, and before anyone asks, since you're with the department, I have let all my neighbors know that I have these, and if they do not want them to see their property, I have tilted them away. Well, my Jacob did.
Sounds like you and your Jacob are doing a very good job with that, ma'am. Thank you.
But she goes, if you want, you can sit right there and rewind it. It keeps stuff for about 70 hours before it has to be backed up. And then she points over to an entire server rack until it gets backed up to that automatically. Y'all have no clue how someone has Frankenstein this technology together. So you may roll investigate a mystery, and we will bounce back to, or all 3 of you can roll investigate a mystery, and I will bounce back to John. John, you're just sitting there.
Nope. 4.
All right. John, you're just sitting there, and you're like, man, I gotta sit on the plastic. It's squeaky. I understand. Like, you understand. But
I hate it.
But it still hurts just a tiny bit on the inside, ever so slightly. You know what I mean? It's still just a little bit painful. It's not your fault this way. You just are this way. And then you remember inside of a Ziploc baggie, inside one of the pockets of your jacket, is a brain from a criminal John Doe that was given to you by the coroners as an early Christmas gift. And as you go to enjoy, you hear the car crank. You watch the you watch the emergency brake pop and go back down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to floor down this hill.
Give me just a second. There's 2 things that I could possibly do here.
All right, we will pop from you back to everybody else while you research. All right, what were those rolls?
I know. Go ahead.
Okay, Hayden, what was that investigative mystery?
I got an 8.
An 8? Okay, that's a hold 1. Mr. Flanagan marks experience. You know what? I will say that, Mr. Flanagan, you swear you hear Charlene crank. But you have the keys. Cassandra.
11.
So, y'all can ask 3 questions from investigative mystery.
But these questions don't fit security cameras that much, but
Well, it can work. It can work. We can.
it can. I'm just trying to figure it out how. In regards to basically whenever we rewind back to basically that the I'm gonna be like, what happened here?
Okay. Okay, so hold that one. Neysa, you had 2.
Okay.
So I can
Um,
paint a better picture answering all 3. So we have what happened here.
where did it go? And what was it going to do?
Okay, so what you see answering all these questions kind of together is you see what looks like 2 children dressed like
Children?
2 children walking down the street. And the first house before Mr. Flanagan, you can see that the doors get knocked on and no one answers, and then they in unison turn, walk back down the stoop and out across the little concrete path that goes back to the road, and walk just in sync, step, 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 step. So they went from one house to Mr. Flanagan's, and they go to the carport door instead of the front door, and they knock, and you see the door open and then the screen door open. So what were they? And you watch them there. So what were they going to do? They entered into Mr. Flanagan's house. So where'd they go? What were they going to do? And what was the other question? What happened here?
Mm-hmm.
You watch as a flash of light emanates, like it's just a flash through the living room windows and out the kitchen door, or the carport door of the house of Mr. Flanagan's is a flash of light. So you can tell what happened here is this is when Mr. Flanagan died. And then you watch 2 little children step out, walk down the road, and make direct eye contact with the camera and with both of you. And then they go.
Yeah.
The camera does like a
What
staticky.
were
They're dressed, both of them are dressed inappropriately for the weather, but they're also kind of dressed, the best way I can say is almost in a Mennonite fashion. Like the boy,
okay?
the boy who's a little bit younger has a fresh pressed white shirt with suspenders and black pants, and a very much a Opie type of haircut. Very much a
Okay.
bowl cut. And the little girl who's not much older, but enough that there's a noticeable height difference of a couple inches. So there might be a year or two. There's probably 2-3 years of age difference between them. Wearing a very pressed looking, again, it's CTCV, but you can tell for some reason it's a starch white shirt with a black kind of coverall style dress, who has her hair parted in the middle and pulled back into a braid. But both y'all give the two of y'all who rolled that, give me read a bad situation, Mr. Flanagan. That was definitely Charlene's cranking. And you just heard Charlene pull off. John.
What?
The
Okay,
very
I'm
first
gonna
thing I'm
run
going to
out.
do, since obviously there's something supernatural going on, is I'm going to try to use magic to banish a spirit from a place. Or
Okay, roll me some weird. 9. Okay, so there's a glitch. Pick a glitch.
what up? Glitch.
It should be down below magic.
The it has a problematic side effect.
Okay. So as you do this, you banish the spirit. You know whatever was in the vehicle is now gone. Charlene is no longer possessed, but is still moving with some speed down an icy hill with no.
I'd like to act under pressure if I can.
But I was going to say the other thing is, everybody notices this. All the power shuts off as you banish this creature.
Okay.
That's the problematic side effect. Is you've now caused probably for at least 6 houses, if nothing else. Breakers are flipped. Power's out. Okay, now act under pressure.
I'm just going to reach over and try to pull the emergency brake.
Okay, roll me act under pressure. Mr. Flanagan, roll me act under pressure as you run out.
It's a 9.
Mixed success. So I will give you some options here. Mr. Flanagan, would you get on your act under pressure running out to go see Charlene?
Oh shit! I got a 9.
Okay, so
I was muted this whole time. Fuck.
okay, so here you go. You get a hard choice, a worse outcome, or a price to pay. That is what.
Okay. Oh. I don't like any of those.
No.
This,
So
this is Charlene we're talking about.
this is your
here.
car. So Mr. Flanagan, I'll let you go first, and then I'll let John go. So what do you want? Do you want a hard, worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay?
What would be the price to pay?
What are you wanting to do? Are you trying to get out there to stop her from going down the hill?
I will put myself in harm's way to stop Charlene from going down the hill.
You're legit going to run out and like try to get in front of it and stop it?
Yeah.
Price
That's
to
my
pay
car.
is price to pay is you're going to take some harm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine with me.
Okay. John,
Mm-hmm.
you have worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
Mm-hmm. Let's go with a hard choice.
Okay, so you see as you're going down and you've pulled the emergency brake, she starts to skid to the side. And she's going to start spinning. And you watch as Mr. Flanagan has run out and he is caught the side of this. And he's going to get smacked into a tree, but the car won't take any harm. He's going to get hurt. So the hard choice is either you pull the brake and the way you've done it to make sure you do not take anything or you do not get hurt is that Mr. Flanagan's going to take some more damage with this because the way it's spinning, he's going to hit pretty hard into the side of that tree that's on the side of the road between him and the car.
Okay, well, I guess I will make sure he doesn't get my younger brother doesn't get hurt.
Okay.
And I'll take some harm.
Okay. So in that case, I guess the additional thing, do you want to take all the harm or half the harm?
I'll take the harm.
Okay. So, Mr. Flanagan, you get out there, you've made peace. You've made peace to save your baby. But as
I gotta do what's right.
And as you do that, the door flies open and you get shoved out of the way by John, which you say does he know that he's your younger brother?
Oh, that's on him if he wants to. Yes.
I'll roll on it. I do. Okay.
So you see your undead brother who you've made sit on plastic seats for multiple times in your baby open up the door and push you out of the way, gingerly closes the door he just got out of and uses his body to cushion the car. John, that's 3 harm.
Ooh.
But you should still be stable, correct? 4 is when you become unstable. Yeah. Mr. Flanagan, you get a bruised knee. You don't take too much damage. Like no harm, but like you hit hard. That you're gonna feel that tomorrow, and you just see your brother pinned to a tree by the back end of Charlene, who is now facing the opposite direction back up the hill.
I get up and I run to John. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
No.
I spray him with Febreze.
I don't think that's helping. But several people are now coming outside.
We would have
Gonna act like I'm really, really hurt. It's like, oh.
If you do that, like now there's people they're running over because they see you're pinned between the. Oh my God, he's been mutilated. Is what this one guy that's wearing a Dallas Cowboys hoodie and
I eat him. No, I'm just kidding.
He's wearing a Dallas Cowboys hoodie, has a Saints beanie, and an Oilers pair of pajama pants and men's snow boots on. Or I shouldn't say snow boots, but like big water wader boots. So this dude is just a message. He's coming over, and you see another guy that comes over. He's just in a robe and a sleeveless shirt and a pair of boxers that say It says something inappropriate. Like it's one of those along the lines like squeeze if you're horny kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, like something from Spencer's.
Yeah, or like one of the gift shops you get in the French market that has like the stupid T-shirts like female body inspector instead of just regular FBI.
Yeah.
And he comes running up and they're starting to push Charlene away to get you unpinned. It's like he must have been pulled underneath the car. Look at his face.
I'm like, be careful with the car.
Okay, back to the other two. Y'all are in the house. The power's gone out.
That face of like recognition as soon as that the creepy that the creepy Kubrick twins just basically just like look at us through the security camera, then that just kind of just like glances at just like Cassandra with just like the same knowing look that she probably also gives before that the power goes out. And then that the crash
You ever
registers
seen anything like that before?
I will
mean
escape,
that-
Mom. I will escape. I will get out, Mom. I will escape. You cannot leave me here unattended.
that it's not the first time I've seen just something like that. But like, what was that loud sound? Oh my god!
So as this happens, Miss Moops has stepped out on her porch and she's pulled a coat on over it. And she's, oh no, Cassandra! I'm not Cassandra, but Charlene.
Everybody knows the car's name.
He has had this car for 25 years and it still looks like he drove it off the lot.
That they are dressed like Mennonite. That they are dressed like Mennonite people that up in Pennsylvania, right? I just went southern.
I inspect the car and I'm like, I'll take you to the car wash. I'll take you to the detailer. It's okay. I spray where Jon got hit by the car secretly.
No.
No one's looking.
Roll act under pressure.
Why do I play like dopey ass middle-aged men all the time?
But you're on the cusp of becoming one.
Oh, thanks.
Me too. I mean, I am a dopey middle-aged man now. I'm almost 40.
Let's see. 7.
So mixed success. A couple people probably saw you do it. A lady has come over to you. You can see that she has scrubs on and she looks haggard. Like she probably has been at the hospital and just got home. She came out of the house of the guy with all the Dallas Cowboy stuff on. And she's like, sir, I need you to sit down, or I need you to come here with me so I can sit you down somewhere where it's not snowing. I need to make sure you're okay. I need to see if there's anything broken.
Hayden is basically going to, excuse me, Cassandra, I think somebody needs help. And then that Hayden is going to step out of the house and just see that the situation and just try to walk over just basically, and then that as that she is speaking, hopefully that that the soothe ability just makes everybody kind of calm down from this place.
Okay, read soothe.
Soothe is basically is that whenever that you talk to someone for a few seconds in a quiet voice, you can calm them down, blocking any panic, anger, or negative emotions that they have. That this works even that it the thing that has freaked them out is still present as long as my voice can be heard.
Okay, so you don't really have to roll anything for it, especially with these being just normies. Hayden, if you walk up talking, you are going to start calming everybody down. Jon, were you going to go with the nurse's directions? Or are you just going to step like, yes. I'm good?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of like limp away. I'm like, no.
Somebody help the homeless man. He's trying to run away from help. Sir, I'm not going to charge you insurance. I'm not going to put this.
That's good. That's good because I don't have insurance.
That that Hayden is basically going to be like, oh, Jon, I remember you from the soup kitchen. Are you going to be okay? And then I ask that she just runs over and then just try to like pats him on the back that she's going to use her lay on.
Okay, don't mess up because I know lay on hands has a drawback.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Lay on hands can go south quickly.
Then you are fine. Then that is a 13. I rolled a
Okay,
11.
13.
That is a 13. So you basically heal for 2.
I'm like,
And
yeah.
plus you are also stabilized. And then just gonna be
Okay.
like, oh my god, are you okay? Just here.
And I'm gonna like,
That rump roast we had last time was delicious.
I'm gonna dance to Charleston. I'm like, I'm great now.
It's a Christmas miracle. And then you just hear the guy who came out in the inappropriate boxers. Lincoln, get your ass back in here. You're going to freeze everything off, and we got to get a fire going. The power's out.
Oh, that's why everything here went off.
Also, all around y'all, the snow is starting to fall much, much harder now. Like it went from 6 to maybe 8 inches that are on the ground at the moment. So you've been here like maybe a little bit more than maybe an hour, and 2 inches of snow have already hit. And you watch as people very quickly are moving inside.
While Hayden was running out to go help them, I wanted to let me double check something here on wording. I wanted to just kind of do a quick, like, rack my memory for anything I might have heard about, like, winter child, like, spirits or something.
Okay, roll me weirdness. Unless you have an ability that changes that.
No ability that changes that. Just 12, which
12.
is nice. 2 5s and a 2.
The carbon burns. The vision that Jon had, the security footage. This is a newer creature as far as you know. This is one that has not. This is not an ancient type of monstrous creature that has come by. It's something known as the black-eyed children. They really, the first accounts were back in the 60s. And there's a lot of ideas about what they are or who they are, but there's still nothing that's really been nailed down. Some people still want to say it's aliens, but it would explain the carbon burns because there's supposed to be a possible degree of radiation connected to them.
Okay.
But they're mostly known for coming to houses and knocking.
Okay.
So are you still at the house with Mrs. Moops?
Yes. Like I was still processing the couple of kids doing funky things, and then since I know that Hayden's got the muscle to do things, I was taking a minute to kind of consolidate information in my brain.
Okay, as you're doing that, you hear a generator kick on from back behind the kitchen, and her lights come back on very quickly. And
Okay.
Mrs. Claren comes to you. Well, my Richard did get me this generator when they were on sale back last freeze. So we probably need to tell. I'm the only one that has a generator this big. We might want to start telling the neighbors that they should come up here. I got room for everybody down the road that might be out of power, so they can stay warm. It is not a day to be cold. Plus, if my family's not necessarily coming, I have food.
I'm going
we can pass that information along for you. We appreciate your cooperation, and if we end up needing to pull copies of this, we'll make sure to send someone with technical know-how along to do that for you and get you reset.
Okay, so Mr. Flanagan, I'm going to say without making a roll, you're able to get Charlene up to the carport.
Okay, so I do that, and then I go into
Miss Bilton has one of those like elongated, like more than one car or more than two cars could fit underneath her carport. Like again, this lady has added onto her house to have family and
Okay.
friends. So
So I'm going to, after I park it, I'm going to go into the back to get a jacket, my nunchucks, and
of course, nunchucks.
My hunting rifle, which is in the bag. The reason why I'm getting out the hunting rifle is because safety first.
Don't leave it in the trunk with the weather and where someone could get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But it is wrapped up. It is not like out and proud. It is tastefully put up, and I'm going to put it over after I put on my jacket.
okay, so you all make it back to Miss Bilton's house. The snow is really pouring down. And we'll take a brief break here because I just heard someone come in my carport door. So we'll be
Okay.
back in just a minute, maybe about 5. Everybody can get a drink. Everybody can stretch the legs for a minute. Puppy can stop trying to catapult itself out of the hammock. So we'll be right back, everybody.
All right, y'all.
All right, we are back. We are back from break. Folks had to get food. Folks had to unload. Folks had to give Pupper a walk. So everybody's made it back to Miss Moops's house. The snow is starting to come down much heavier. Most of the neighborhood, with the exception of the couple, the one with the inappropriate boxers and his wife that was yelling at him, they didn't come up because apparently there might have been a reason why he was only in his inappropriate boxers. But you can see that there is smoke coming from a little chimney down that way if you look out of one of the windows. If you could make it to the window past like the 8 nutcrackers that are in front of it, that are like the ones that are like 3 foot tall, and then there's one that's like nearly 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
This lady's got like her whole house
Yeah.
is just Santa's Village at the mall. So you get the window and you're looking out. They seem like they might be okay, but the snow's really coming down. And folks are just kind of finding a place where they can sit or walking to one of the additions. There does seem to be another den on the other side near the carport. And as snow becomes more heavy, and you're seeing that it's actually piling up probably closer to a foot now, which means y'all know somebody gonna die. And nothing supernatural here. There's 12 inches of snow in North Louisiana. Something has happened. But everybody seems to be settling in. Mrs. Moops is cooking for everybody. Not gonna lie, she seems to be fully enjoying this because she's got a house full of people.
Yeah, she's got some company.
But
I'm going to be helping
okay,
and
so
making sure no one else like messes up her house, because it is her house and she has it a certain way, and I understand that.
okay.
I try not to sit on anything.
I mean, there's plastic covers on some of the chairs in the new den that has the old school big screen.
Yeah.
That's angled in a corner, so it takes up less space because somehow they are deeper than they are wide.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Um,
real quick, so we got Flanagan's helping, trying not to sit on anything that won't cause a problem with Jon. Cassandra, what are you doing?
I wanted to try to post up near the near either the front door or near one of the windows on the front of the house, just so I can kind of keep an eye on the street, like
Okay.
peek through the curtains every so often.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. And Hayden.
Hayden is probably basically helping. Is just probably helping that the missus, like try to like set up at the table, plates and stuff. Just basically acting as like just additional help in the kitchen.
Okay. With that, I would like everybody to roll me read a bad situation as night starts to fall and the snow continues.
I got a 7.
Okay, John got a 7, so that's a hold 1. Cassandra.
Hang on, I'm trying to find my numbers again. 11.
11. Okay, so that's hold 3 at this moment. Flanagan.
1 or not 1. It would be hold 1. Fuck.
Okay, so
I
we
got
got
a 7.
So you got 7. So we got hold 4. Hayden.
I had got a 12, but -1 equals an 11, so I got hold 3.
So y'all can ask all the questions. So I guess I will just go down the list. Okay. So answering what is the best way in. There's a front door, there's a carport door, there's a back door that comes off of the hallway. That doesn't look like it gets used that much, and then there's a sliding glass door off of the attachment of the additional dining room. And there is another door that comes off of a washroom. So that's the best way in. Best way out? There is not a best way out. There is a foot of snow outside. Even if people were going to try to walk down to their houses down the street, they'd get there fine, I guess, but it'd probably be discouraged because this snowstorm is not letting up and there's no electricity. So, or not enough for much else because, again, Miss Moops is the only one on the street that we know that has a generator, or at least a sizable generator. Like hers is on the back porch and it's one of those that gets towed behind a vehicle.
You can hear it pretty loud, huh?
On that, if you're over on that end of the house, but I mean, she's also got like Christmas movies playing for kids and stuff. So there's noise.
There's kids here?
There's people on the cul-de-sac.
Oh yeah, she brought in a bunch of people. That's right.
Okay. Are there any dangers that you have not noticed yet? Yes. And I will describe those in a minute. I will have you all roll. You know, go ahead and roll the D6. Don't say anything. Straight D6 roll, just one. What is the biggest threat here that you can see? Well, hold on and tell me here in a second. What's the biggest threat here? As far as you can see, with the exception of whoever rolled the lowest, is going to be the snowstorm, is what seems to be the biggest threat to everybody. What's the most vulnerable to you? Any of the people in this house, including Mr. Flanagan, because Mr. Flanagan just is a dude. Is that safe to assume, Chris? Mr. Flanagan's just a dude?
Just a guy. Just a dude.
So just 3 of you are not really are trained and are trouble for probably most things. The rest of this house is full of just everyday people. What is the best way to protect the victims? Well, from what y'all saw in the video, and if you shared it with your team, obviously don't let anybody else in, or don't let what you saw in the video in. So let's go through the rolls. John, what did you get? You got a 4. Cassandra. 5. Flanagan.
3.
3. Hayden.
2.
2. Okay, so Hayden, you go to, someone has taken over the guest bathroom and someone has taken over the other hallway bathroom. You have gone back to the master bathroom. And as you're washing your hands after using the facilities, you look up into an old antique mirror with very fancy framing. And there's another mirror on the other side. And you're seeing that infinity mirror on mirror, and about 2 back, you see a woman in a black high-collared dress with solid black eyes just staring at you. And you start to have your nose trickle some blood. And then she's gone. Take 1 harm.
Does this go through my armor?
Yes.
Oh.
Like you feel like a pang in your brain and your nose is bleeding. Mr. Flanagan, you're in the kitchen helping. Jon, you're kind of dozing a little bit because you really do not care for this rendition of the Grinch. I'm not going to say
Jim Carrey, this is a war crime.
I saw Neysa's face. I got to clip it.
Sorry. I've never actually seen that one. I'm just making a joke.
All three Grinch videos are pretty solid. However, you have to have a favorite and a least favorite. So I'm still a fan of the OG original because that's all I had for years. And then it goes with the new one because the cucumber botch. And then the last one, lowest ranked, is that one. But I mean, that's like, hey, something has to be ranked lowest. So in any case, you're kind of dozing off as you hear something about, wail and sorrow or have existential self-loathing. And you're like, whatever. And all of a sudden you hear the door open and out of your ear, can we come in? Our mother's going to come and get us soon, but it's cold.
I say,
And
absolutely not.
as you say that, you hear Miss Moops, oh, come on, babies. You can't be out there cold.
So I'm going to go ahead and use magic really quick to banish.
Okay, so you're going to try to banish them? Okay.
Yep.
Roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're banishing them. Roll it for me. Roll me some
10.
weird. 10 goes off without a hitch. So all of a sudden, Miss Moops is saying that they can come in. They start to cross the threshold, and you watch them apparate off to whatever place you have banished them to. Whatever other realm, what other part of the world you have just banished both these children. Hayden, as you're dabbing the blood and that woman's disappeared, you watch the mirror in front of you start to crack.
She's gonna my voice, since that I'm not gonna kill it, that she's gonna do that the stereotypical Valley Girl stream like Cassandra very, very loudly, and then just basically just kind of like come in the hallway and just be like, come quick, as that she's dabbing the blood. And then that it is rare for y'all to see to see Hayden bleed pretty much.
So the lights start to flicker, everybody. Cassandra, you hear your name called from the master bathroom. Jon, you have banished these creatures that were coming in. Do you slam the door closed, trying to get Miss...
Absolutely.
Okay, so you move Miss Moops out of the way. She's like, what happened? Oh my God, I thought I must have had too much of the mulled wine.
No, it's let's just say that everybody's who's here is who needs to be here. I'm gonna pat her shoulder like that. Why don't you go watch the Grinch?
Okay, roll charm.
Ooh.
You get experience.
One.
She starts hyperventilating and goes and sits in one of the slide rockers. Do you latch all the locks? Because this door has more than one. There's a slide.
Oh,
chain.
absolutely. And I'm actually going to go around the house and lock everything.
Okay, so you quickly are starting to check all the doors. Cassandra, you're running towards the back where you heard your name called?
Yes, I would have been looking toward either Jon or Mr. Flanagan
Jon's
to,
over a theater of the mind here with this multi-room, broken up shoebox style house. Is that you're at the front door. Jon is like down past the bedrooms in the new den, and the master bedrooms in addition off the back, like along the same lines as the dining room. So you take off running for that. You're gonna run by the kitchen with Mr. Flanagan. Mr. Flanagan, the lights are flickering. You just heard a door slammed in the den. Cassandra's name was shouted from the bathroom, and you just see her like straight up sprinting around like she jumps over the tiny Christmas village.
Not breaking it.
Without breaking anything. The little Santa that's on the little wire that spins around like this just bobs for a little bit. What are you doing, Mr. Flanagan?
I'm going to comfort Miss Moops.
Okay, you're gonna go check on Miss Moops. Who you can? Okay, roll me charm on Miss Moops.
What is my charm? I'm charming, so that's an 8.
Okay, an 8.
I'm just trying to be like, it's
Okay,
okay,
so
it's okay.
you get her to start calming down, but you have to give her like explain something to her. It's one of those she will do what you say, but for a reason.
I just gotta calm down now, because you don't want to get too worked up, and we can't go anywhere here. So just everything's gonna be okay. Sometimes weird things happen, you know.
She's like, I shouldn't have drank that third cup. I shouldn't have drank that.
Oh,
third
you
cup."
know, we all go there sometimes. We all fall off the wagon a little bit, but you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You just
Okay,
need
so-
to sit down for a minute. You want me to get you a glass of water?
That'd be
Let's
fine.
get you a glass of water.
Okay, so you've gotten her calmed down. Cassandra, you get into the bathroom and you see the mirror verbatim described to you, and you're watching cracks form across it, and all of a sudden both you and Hayden start to hear it starts off almost like the ringing in your ears of a tinnitus attack. And it gets louder and louder, and it is a ear piercing
Banish.
huh?
Banish.
Banish.
Banish. Banish. I can't. I'm not there, so I don't see it. I can't do
No,
it.
so it's getting progressively louder and starts turning from just this tone into a scream. I need both of you to roll me tough.
Okay.
All right. Oh. Oh God.
Okay, good.
I think that's gonna be a luck for me.
Okay, so
That
you're
is a
spending a lot.
10.
So that's okay.
That is a
So what armor do you have, Hayden?
it's basically that my it's just basically that my divine armor that is kind of just like a little bit of a passive aura right now until that she basically transform into combat ready. But it's
I'm just saying, is
all of
this
this is just there.
is this a physical item armor, or is this connected to one of your abilities?
It is basically it's just basically like that she kind of like has it that she kind of essentially just like has it on all the time, but then that she just basically has like a glamour of basically of just like normal clothes always on, and
So is it an item or a move? Is what I'm sorry, is what I'm asking.
that it is weird because it just says that you just get a divine armor, one just armor holy. It just has a look that's suited to your divine armor origin. I mean, to that your divine origin.
Okay, so you automatically count as having one armor.
Right.
Is what? Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So that first one did go through. This one's going to go through because it is not. This is starting to. You're starting to realize magic is happening here, as y'all do not have the other effect happen. You are not knocked to the ground or sent flying, but both of you will take one harm as you just feel this psychic wave of just angry energy emanating.
Oh, since I spent a luck, that should negate all all harm. It says ignore all harm from an injury.
Oh, okay, so then you do not take one.
So I
Using
still take one because it goes through the armor.
yeah. So and as you see this, you watch as that female figure starts to reform. What do you do, Hayden?
Hayden is going to just look very visibly angry at the mirror, and that she is just going to just say that she is going to say, which that Cassandra knows this, that means that stuff has gotten serious. Sancti etiquis forma, and then you just see her shift just from like that this valley girl persona up into like that these sky blue robes. You know that her hair is a little bit longer, that she still has that the undercut because of style, and basically that both of her eyes go up into like that glassy divine white, as just basically that this whip just forms, and then that she's gonna be like, I don't think you belong here. You need to leave now, wretched spirit.
Okay, so you transform. What are you going to do as you yell this at her? What are you using?
That she is going to use magic to basically try to trap it there, in a sense. Let me make sure then that's what I want. That she just basically wants to basically bar the creature to just at this singular bathroom, in a sense, so that way then it can't
I,
get
I
out.
think
Go on.
trapping it in a single location
Yeah.
is the
Yeah. Yeah. Just basically just gonna bar it from just like escaping this bathroom.
Okay.
I am going to spend a luck, so that can be a success. So that is a 12.
Okay. So, Hayden, you start to try to trap this creature, and you feel the magic start to wane at first, and then you focus again and you put your all behind it, and you feel the spell hit. And very quickly, you're learning what you just tried to seal is bigger than the jar you tried to put it in, for lack of a better term. What you have done is you've cast it, and you think it might have taken, but you also can feel the magic is moving through the infinity that you also look at. And you're maybe thinking, I might need to use something bigger to pull this off. Immediately you know you are dealing with something that is not your usual creature that you're used to dealing with. This is something that is older. This is something that is more powerful. But something has happened, is what I'm going to tell you, but maybe not to the effect that you wish, because of just what you are dealing with. So, as you do that, you feel your body slammed back into the wall, and you feel the drywall and the wainscoting crack behind you. Your armor is going to absorb one of the harm, but one is going to go through because it's 2.
Okay.
And you watch as this figure is still moving through within the infinity of the mirror on mirror. Cassandra.
Is there like a shower curtain in here?
Yeah, there is a you know what? She's one of those ladies that has the very, very fancy like cloth one that goes on the outside that's decorative, because behind it is a sliding door. So yeah, there is a very
I wanted to rip down the shower curtain, toss it over, like put it over that mirror. And I know it might take a couple of turns to fully do all this, but my goal is there also a window in this bathroom?
There is not a window in this bathroom. But you do know that there are windows nearby, though.
My goal is to break the infinity mirror connection by putting the drape over it, and then if possible pulling it off the wall and wrapping it up entirely in the shower curtain and then taking it out of the house.
Okay, roll me act under pressure to see if you can get this over everything.
Okay. Well, fuck me. All right, let's see. 4 and 6 makes 10 minus 1 for a 9.
So a mixed success. So you will get the curtain over this, but you will have either a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay.
This one feels like a price to pay moment.
Okay, so the price to pay is, as you rip this down, and you go to cast it over the mirror, the shower curtain is going to come loose. And it's not like one of those flimsy little plastic rods like you would get at the Walmart. Like this lady she has a lot of stuff, and it's not cheap stuff. So this is going to come forward, and you're going to get hit. It's not going to do damage to you, but it is going to put you at a -1 ongoing, because you're going to ring your own bell in the process of pulling this loose and getting it over the mirror.
Fair. Got it.
So you now have a -1 ongoing. And you,
How long of ongoing? Just
we will discuss that here in a second. Currently right now it is ongoing. We will, if you do not do anything that requires a roll, it will still keep going. It's not like it'll expire with a turn. It's so that's what happens, and as that happens, what I'll say you notice is underneath the curtain of this, you see hands start to push out from the mirror through the cloth, and they can't find purchase on you. And as you look at the other mirror, you still see the woman staring daggers at you. All right. John, you hear crap going off in the bathroom.
I'm gonna bust up in there.
Okay, so this bathroom's getting very full.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell, "Oh, you must be Mother. I sent your kids back home." I'm gonna try to banish her if
All
I
right.
can.
All right, roll me some weird.
That's a plus 3, 10.
10. Okay, so you again kind of like what happened with Hayden. You feel the spell go off,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, "Yes, this should work." My magic did everything it was supposed to, but immediately it feels like you're pushing against a tidal wave. You yourself are fighting the blizzard. This is something that is too big for you just simply to banish.
I got you.
And you feel the red hot sting of a hand across your face.
I'm gonna lick it.
How much do you have armor, or do you reduce harm any, John?
Mm-hmm.
That is 2 harm as you are slapped through the mirror.
Cool.
And what all 3 of you in the bathroom see is the hand from the mirror that you saw the lady staring daggers at you, Cassandra, swipes, just misses you, smacks into John, and you watch the mirror shatter as the hand hits him, and now you see countless versions of this woman scattered throughout all the little shards of the mirrors. And then you look at the decorative mirror that's out in the hallway, and she's smiling. And you see it reflecting another mirror that's in the hallway, and she's smiling. You're realizing right now she seems to have access
everybody
to...
always questions me about why I get freaked out by mirrors. This is the fuck why.
Oh,
And
this is...
Stuart knows that, and I love you for it.
This terrifies me. This is why there are only 2 mirrors in my house, and there would be less. Mirrors function as doorways in too many stories, and I'm not down with that. So you can see her there, Mr. Flanagan.
So I'm hearing all that.
You hear all that going on, and then as you turn and look, there's one of those like right on the top of like a boot, an umbrella holder like that has like the little jackets, like the jacket tree or the boot tree. You know, everybody know what I'm talking about? Like the boot bench.
So.
You sit down, you can take your shoes off and hang your jackets up, and there's a little mirror. She has one of those, and you just see this lady staring directly at you, raising her hand up, and there's, as you look, there is a knife lifting in the room.
Oh.
Like a knife by itself?
The knife is raising as like she's holding her hand, and the knife is coming up as if someone's holding it. Mr. Flanagan, it's your action.
I hand the water to Mrs. Moops, and I'm like, just sit right there. Everything is all right. I'll make sure everything gets cleaned up. It sounds like they're having a bit of a time in the bathroom. And then out of my back pocket comes the nunchucks.
Are you doing the run into danger one?
I'm running at the knife, and I'm going to be twirling the nunchucks.
Okay, so you get the access to that ability. Read the ability for me again.
Okay.
Leroy
what could go wrong?
What?
Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, you may spend hold to inflict 1 harm, reduce one's suffering by 1, or take +2 forward to act under pressure. I'm going to take +2 forward on act under pressure and inflict 1 harm as I try to bat the knife down.
Okay, roll me kick some ass.
Where's the die? Oh, there it is. No, it didn't happen.
Okay.
Didn't happen. 4.
So 4. You're flailing the nunchucks and like you.
Well, it automatically takes 1 harm because of my thing, but I also failed to.
So you break the. I'm going to say it's a knife. You break the knife, but in the process, a part of the knife lodges in your thigh for 1 harm.
My favorite pants.
So now you have like 2 inches of the part of a kitchen knife sticking out of your thigh.
How many harm?
1. It's a kitchen knife.
Okay. I'm going to look at the mirror.
But I will say you have a -1 going forward because it's in your leg.
Does that negate the +2? So I get a +1 going forward?
Well, you used one of your +1s, right?
No, I didn't.
But you
Well,
said,
no, like what could go wrong? Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2.
yeah. So you
You
held
may
2.
spend your hold on inflict 1 harm, reduce someone's health harm by 1, or take +2 act under pressure. So I haven't done act under pressure.
No, you haven't done that one, but you used a +1 to inflict harm to the knife when you missed. So you still have 1 +1 from your +2 doing that. But you could technically use that to negate the minus damage or the damage you just took. Because you have a +2.
Nah, I'll be good with the damage.
Okay, so you have a +1 going forward that you could use to cancel out the -1 going forward in your next action. Okay, so that's how it would go.
No, but it's only he can only use that for act under pressure.
Well, no, he can. Well, he still has. I think he can still use it to do damage next round if he decided to do it again, or does he lose the +1s at the end of the turn if he doesn't use them?
No, it's just forward. So like,
it's
like
not,
next time I use act under pressure, I can put that +2 on it.
You'd have to have the +2 too.
I think we're getting confused. We're getting confused on the phrasing. He can hold 2 when he did the charging into danger thing.
Right, so he has 2. He used
his
1.
His hold 2 was 1 to negate damage, and then he already declared that he was gonna use the other one for an act under pressure roll, and that'll give him a +2 to that act under pressure roll.
Okay, so you're saving
he
that
has
for
a -1. He has a -1 going forward from the injury from the knife.
Correct.
I think we're just getting confused on the phrasing of hold 2 +1 -1 +2. So
okay, you're using one of your
He declared his hold 2 already.
Okay, so you're using your other +1 to get the +2 for act under pressure. Correct. So that means you would have a +1 for act under pressure because that ongoing -1.
I'm gonna yell out, it's like, make sure to clean up in there. I don't care how much you're pooping, just make sure you clean it. This isn't your house. And I look back at Mrs. Moops, make sure she's not freaking out too much.
Oh, she is. She just saw a knife floating and you fight it with a nunchuck, breaking it and sending it into your own thigh. So she is. This is already weird. She's seen children vanish. The weird homeless man that got hit by the car, like, started slamming the door, and there's like people yelling. It sounded like something like her shower curtain got ripped out in the bathroom. Everybody's starting to freak out because there's noises and the lights are flickering, and you can hear the beginning of a little song being hummed.
Oh.
Finish your water, Mrs. Moops.
I'm going to cast silence.
Okay, so jumping out of order. So John, you're
No, I was really just joking around.
Okay.
But I would like to do that on my turn. I don't want to
Okay.
jump out of the order.
I mean, there's not really an order with this. It's just it makes it so
I just want to make
easier.
sure I don't want to make sure I'm not cutting anybody off if anybody else has anything they want to do.
So I mean, Hayden, what are you doing? You've been thrown into the wall.
She's going to get up and just, y'all can see that the whole Valley Girl persona is just gone right now. Just like, that mean, evil little spirit. At least we... so, going to quickly ask to Cassandra, how do we banish this? I tried to bar it, but my magic is not strong enough. Maybe that you and then that maybe that you and John can do something. I can just hold it off at least. That she's still reeling from her injury a little bit, so that, and then that sense that, and then that sense, and then that sense that she hears that the commotion going in, that she is going to try to run into the hallway to try to basically at least soothe, at least about, if that you will, since that this is more of an act under pressure role kind of situation, that she would like to act under pressure to try to basically calm down the whole situation, as just like, wow, that she's up in this divine being form and just going to be like, everything is going to be okay. Just, make sure you all get to a safe place or anything like that.
Okay, so roll me act under pressure to see how many people we're getting with this, since that's you're moving out and like you're coming out a little bit bloody and everything's fine. Everything's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's going to be in 11.
Okay, so you've gotten everybody that's in the den area calmed down. So like most of the kids, couple of the parents, the Dallas Cowboy guy definitely seems more chill. His wife as well. So you've gotten them to calm down, and you've kind of gotten them away from this hallway. And as you dart and look around with this act under pressure, you notice that there's only one mirror and there's nothing in it in this room. So you might want to, next time you get to do something, you might want to do something. There's one mirror like above like the little fake electric fireplace.
Okay.
All right, Cassandra, you've covered this thing with a sheet, and its arms are flailing through. You can still see the woman scattered throughout different mirrors, and the shards of mirrors on the floor. You're just seeing thousands of this image looking back at you.
If possible, what I want to do is I want to activate I can't actually say it because then my Google Home will take it. I want to activate the personal assistant voice activated function on my phone and have it call Melba, who was my contact for like dropping off this mirror thing.
Okay.
And hopefully have like Bluetooth connectivity there so I can talk to her. But at the same time that I'm trying to get that going, I am trying to get the mirror like off the wall.
Roll me. Okay, so
and start trying to move it onto the house.
Roll me tough to see. This isn't kick some ass, but this is a tough roll because you're ripping it off.
Which I have donut for. So let's see. That's a 4 and a 5, so that's 9.
Okay, so that's a mixed success. So as you go to rip this, John, what you see as she's pulling, you're watching the wallpaper and the wall move with the back of this mirror as she's pulling, and it starts to tear. She hasn't gotten it the mirror all the way off, but it looks like it's trying to hold or suctioned or attached fit more than just like not naturally attached. You're getting like a little bit of some Looney Tunes effects here. And it starts to tear, and as it tears, you're seeing again in those tears, John, because she's on the side looking at the curtain, you're watching kind of infinity upon infinity happening in there with a blood red background.
Ooh.
The deep crimson mixed in with this almost star glitter of possible entries into other worlds. And so it's a partial success. You don't rip it all the way off, Cassandra. You have no clue what's on the other side of this, but as you do that, just one of the hands, you watch directly in front of you as the curtain forms and just clocks you straight in the nose for 2 harm.
All right, fair enough.
So, John, it's now your go as you're watching her rip this off. You heard Hayden say something about we need to try to banish this. Maybe someone and you tried banishing it. Your magic couldn't get all the way through, so you know whatever this is big.
I actually have an idea I'd like to try.
All right, what you doing?
With magic, instead of silence, So it's in the mirrors, right?
Yeah.
And most mirrors nowadays they aren't silver. They just have a little glaze on the back.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do is cast a spell to darken all glass, make all glass, including the windows, black. Your phone's black, the TV black. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Roll
it won't be all reflective surfaces turn
Okay.
matte black.
You know what? I will allow you to do this with just magic at first. So let's see how you go. Roll for me. What you got?
Y'all see that?
I see a glowy keyboard and your belly. Is it boxcars? It's boxcars! Oh! Oh, that is awesome. Oh.
When I use magic, I'm great. Everything else, I'm dying.
So you watch as Jon, I'm assuming you have a hood up most of the time on your jacket.
Mm-hmm.
It gets blown back and you see the desiccated remains of the ghoul's face, the wispy hair.
Don't forget the handprint burnt into my face, too.
The slap. And you watch as all the mirrors, with the exception, you're pretty sure the one that you have a hold, Cassandra, doesn't. But the rest of these mirrors, it seems like they just go almost as someone had spray painted them black. All the shards on the floor, the ones that you can see in the hallway. Hayden, the windows are immediately completely blacked out as if the glass itself was chemically changed to where it was. And it's just the room goes black except for the glow of the TV, and you just hear the Grinch, "Oh, that's not good," as it happens. But you see the mirror, you look at the mirror that's in here, and it doesn't go black.
She just has a.
Okay.
Just going to base. Go on.
Goes Mr. Flanagan in the kitchen. The windows all blacken, making this room extremely dark. The Christmas lights Christmas lights are strobing, and it almost seems like a rave is happening between Grandma's Christmas living room, tiny village, the kitchen. You do hear Trans-Siberian Orchestra start playing on the old Bose Home Entertainment Center that is in the kitchen. Please tell me someone else's grandparents had that thing. Or similar, like old radio. But you notice that there is a bright light coming from the hutch in the dining room, where set up on little shelves are all the silverware that have been polished to a bright shine. Because much like you, Mr. Flanagan, Mrs. Moops takes care of everything meticulously.
I take off my jacket and hurry my way towards the china or the silverware and place the jacket over it.
Okay, roll me act
gingerly.
Roll me act under pressure, which is at a +1.
Okay, act under pressure. 5.
5. So,
I'm going to use a luck to make that. Change that to a 12.
To a 12. Okay, so you get there and you throw it over there, and you've got it covered. But as you do, you feel dunk. As through your coat, you see a fork, 2 knives, and a spoon. Like right before you got it over there, they had started to move. So there's a fork. There's 2 forks, or there's 2 knives stuck in you wherever you wish for them to be. A fork stuck in, and a spoon hits you in the chin. This is another 1 harm from flying cutlery.
Okay. So I'm going to...
Which means you will be at a -2 ongoing until you remove these things, because you are pretty porcupined at the moment.
Okay, well, that's me then.
Where are the knives stuck at it? Is it the other leg? So it balances out from the kitchen.
No, it's actually the same leg. It's actually like the same leg just going down, and I'm like, I don't know if I should remove these or not.
So it's just kitchen knife, little knife, fork, all in the
Yeah.
same leg.
Yeah.
At least, hey, the good news is you only have to get one side of your pants stitched and fixed. It's only what. It's not like the whole thing. It's not like you got to throw them out. You could still get this fixed. Okay, so that's Mr. Flanagan. Back to Hayden. You're staring at this one mirror that has not gone black.
She is going to first, ask that she is carousing people that she's going to use that don't worry, that the divine being known as Tarbrus is here to save you on it. Ask that she darts literal, not like literal daggers at this mirror, that she is just going to look at it and try to basically cover, try to do something like a darkness spell over it to basically shield it,
Okay,
kind of
roll.
make it black or so.
Okay, so you want to try to enclose it like in a globe of darkness, like the D&D spell. Yep.
Right.
Roll me weird. I had to stop a burp out from there. Whew.
I'm gonna have to burn another luck again.
Okay, what happens when you burn luck, Divine?
Whenever that I burn luck,
Yes.
whenever that I burn luck, I must that you get a word. Your mission requires something difficult that must be done by myself very urgently.
Okay, you need to get a hold of what is ever causing this so it can be divinely sealed. That is what you're getting from the aboves.
Oh.
So you encase this mirror in darkness, and as far as you can tell, it is now completely shielded and covered in it and handled. Cassandra, you are still pulling this, and it is pulling back towards you, and the hands are flailing through the shower curtain at you.
Did my call go through to Melba?
You keep hitting redial or using your voice to activate redial, but there seems like the weather is interfering with it. But you're noticing that if you were to look down at the bars on your device, if you could, they would be full. So something otherworldly is interfering with everything.
Interfering.
Plus a blizzard. So
Okay.
also, if anyone has
I'm-
any of the major data providers, you know that if it tells you have full bars, that's not 100% true.
As far, what would I need to roll to determine if my current course of action is the best course of action I can continue to take?
You're trying, I will say this, your gut tells you what you're doing is right because you are trying to remove the object that is the target of your hunt. That seems to have this entity connected to it. While it seems to be able to go through all mirrors, it is this one right here. Is the center of everything.
It's anchored. It's like it's tied up to the dock.
It very much, it would be kind of like its phylactery or its anchor to this world. So getting this away from people is probably a good idea.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna keep trying what I'm doing with my donut goose egg on tough. Shit. I think that's gonna be a moment for one more luck. I promised myself I'd only spend 2 this game, but
Okay,
yeah.
What happens when you spend luck?
I don't have anything on luck.
Okay,
that's not me.
Okay, so you don't have any other complications when you spend luck on your character sheet.
Mm-mm.
Okay, there's a few of them that don't. So you
Nope.
you spend it and you rip this from the wall, Cassandra, and you shove past John and you're running because you know you need to get this thing. I don't know. You're trying to get it outside, right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, what is the closest egress out of the house?
We will say that you're able to make it to at least a door running, but as you do, again, you're going to be struck.
Yeah, I mean,
for
Figures.
another 2 harm. And this one kind of
Well,
rings.
since I spent luck, doesn't that let me avoid all? No, it's either change a roll to 12 or avoid. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, so
Continue.
you do that, and it strikes you, and this one rings your bell, moving you into unstable, because I believe that at this point you've taken enough damage. So
That's
you can
4.
not only do you feel the blunt force trauma, you feel the thousands of tiny cuts of almost like glass sand going through you, making it not almost to like a punch that hurts and cuts you to the molecular level. And you can just feel from the side of your face, it's just warm running down your neck, and you're starting to get woozy as you make it through the front door and out, but that's where your turn ends.
Yeah.
John.
Okay.
Cassandra just...
Oh, I see Cassandra running with the mirror, right?
Yeah, and you
trying
see
to
her
get out, and
outside.
she gets attacked.
She gets attacked through the curtain by whatever this is, and you just watch like a plume of a blood cloud as she
What
gets
I'm going to do is I'm going to run up with my preternatural speed, my super speed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab the mirror, run out the door, and just run as far away into the woods as I can.
No,
Okay.
you're taking my object. I need that.
Oh, you need it? Okay, then if she says, I would assume she'd be like, no.
I need this as you go to snatch
Like,
it.
you just need to get it away from people.
I'm not going to...
But
you want to get it away from people, but where do...
No, John, you also know big. If your regular magic couldn't work, you could attempt big magic on this thing.
I'm going to use a big magic then.
Okay,
to actually hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I was going to say let's pull up the big magic list. I don't actually have that with me, but
I do. I can read it to you.
So let's go through some of the things that you might be required to do for this, because a regular banishment did not work.
All right, so here we go. I might need to spend a lot of time, days or weeks researching.
You don't have that option.
I might have to experiment with the spell. Lots of failures before I get it right.
Time is a factor.
You need some rare and weird ingredients and supplies.
That's a possibility. So
it'll take a long time to cast, hours to days. I need a lot of people.
You have that option.
The spell needs to be cast at a particular time, place. You need to use this magic as a part of the ritual, perhaps to summon a monster or communicate with something or bar the portal you opened. Or have a specific side effect or danger.
There's definitely going to be a side effect, but barring a portal might fall into this.
Okay, so that's what I'd like to do is kind of ask Cassandra here to help me with it, and I'm going to say it's going to just be a heightened containment spell. I'm going to assume that since we're both magical, she knows what I'm talking about, and all I want to do is contain it and use enchant the curtain you have over it to make it magical to where it'll seal the mirror and the entity inside.
Okay, so
I have no objections to that. My I'll say as I'm running out the door with the mirror, I was just told to get it to a contact person. We need to contain it now. Yes.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so John, what I need you to do is roll me weird, and this is how we're going to get this big magic kicked off or get it started.
Okay. I'm doing really good. It's 14, so.
Okay, so.
God damn.
I know. I got it 11 that time.
So, John starts the incantation similar to his banishment spell, but he does not release it as he was. He keeps going. Mr. Flanagan, you can hear them yelling out in the front yard, not too far from where you are, where you were stabbed by cutlery. And they're saying they're going to do a spell and that they might need a lot of people.
Okay. Don't worry, Mrs. Moops. We got this.
Mrs. Moops has straight up passed out. Like, she has fainted from...
Oh, no!
Her kitchen knife attacked...
Seeing an angel.
There's an angel that ran out of her bathroom in choir robes. The deacon from her church has been attacked by her possessed kitchenware and family silverware. A lady just came running out of her bathroom with her shower curtains and the mirror that one of her grandchildren got her while at an antique shop in New Orleans. And there's a house full of people yelling.
Okay.
Well, okay, no. The angel soothed them, But there's magic going
Mhm.
down all the mirrors in her house, and she has a lot. Everybody knows like mirror decorations that old people, or I shouldn't say old people, but old ladies usually end up collecting.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to limp my way because I'm too scared to take out the knives at this point.
It's like that's a lot of blood.
It's like it's bleeding a little bit, but Flanagan knows not to just rip out a blade. He's
Especially,
seen far too
especially.
many accidents at Carol.
Wow! 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 No! No! Roll it back, and now restart that statement.
Far too many accidents at Neville.
Roll it back. Let's try this again. Let's not. I swear to God, don't you dare say another high school.
Sterling
At the King of Wings.
We will accept that, even though that's not here anymore.
That's not accurate. It's not accurate either. I'm
No,
sure.
it's not.
It is still around.
Look.
King of
It's
Wings
just
is
not in the
still
same
around.
location.
I'm not.
Yeah.
They
Like
moved.
I didn't even say that like it was
No,
like
no,
someone
but
getting stabbed. I was just saying there were accidents.
it came off wrong, man. Out of context still. So you have seen you know how this can happen wrong. We'll just say
Yeah.
that.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna limp my way in there and be like, okay, what y'all need? Watch out! Don't bleed on the carpet. I'm like sitting there, kind of patting.
We
making
need
sure-
chanters.
What am I chanting? Are we doing Christmas carols in here?
As you say that, someone has
know a few
switched out. Someone has switched out the Grinch movie, and you just start hearing the Who sing Abu Dore.
Oh, Abu Dore. I know this one.
So are you roll me charm with a -2 to try to get these people to start singing Abu Dore from the end of the Grinch Who Stole Christmas original. Hayden, are you going to help him out with this?
I
You would
guess, but
you
I
would
was
just
going to use my turn to try to heal
It
up
does,
some of
don't
those.
help me because I got a 4.
Okay.
No help.
do you want to spend luck, Mr. Flanagan, to try to help them with this spell?
I will
'Cause
spend a
Mundane
luck
has good
to
luck,
help with the
actually.
spell.
What happens when you spend luck, Mr. Flanagan? Do you have any ill effects?
When you spend a point of luck, you'll find something weird, maybe even useful.
Okay. You find that as everybody starts singing this cartoon Who song, that you can feel an energy raising in the room. And that could be useful for the folks outside. Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
The
Just
very
like
the very stabbed
go on.
Mr. Flanagan is now leading everybody in the song at the ending of the original Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
that considering about the fact of that her earthly persona is like a off-tone Christmas caroler, but out of character question, like how much harm has everybody taken so far?
Let's see. Cassandra has 4.
Ooh.
Jon has 3. Mr. Flanagan
2.
2.
Okay, that
Hayden, you've
she would
taken 1 or 2?
3.
3.
I have taken 3 because all of them have basically like ignored my armor. So basically that she is going to basically run out, like angelically, and see like the hurt cut that the hurt Cassandra, and it's just going to basically be like after just all of this, we will have to talk because that I also need that thing too. And then she is just going to pat her on the back and try to heal her.
Using magic or
We'll
using
just lay on hands.
Okay.
Okay, that is an 11, so you heal for 2.
So you're stabilized.
Mm-hmm.
Many donkas, many donkas.
Okay, Cassandra, you can feel magic welling from the house as you now hear a crescendo and a loudening voice of everyone that has taken refuge in Mrs. Moops's house singing the song from the end of the original Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
I love that we're about to banish like fucking Bloody Mary with Christmas spirit. Like this is fucking awesome.
Mhm.
I am going to try to use another of my initiate moves here. Helping Hand. When you successfully help out another hunter, they get a +2 instead of the usual +1. So I'll be rolling to help Jon continue his structuring and channeling of this
Okay,
banishment.
roll.
And yeah.
Okay, roll. Let's see where this goes.
5. That is 11 minus 1 for a 10, so that
Full
is a
success.
successful help. So he'll get a +2 instead of a +1 from my help.
Okay, so all of this, you can see that you've thrown down the mirror, so you're not still holding it, right?
I feel like that's probably like put it down, but making sure that the
Curtain stays on top of it,
the
'cause
curtain's still
it'd be bad
covering,
news if, like, all of a sudden a mirror is hitting a whole bunch of ice crystals.
Yeah.
Because of what happened, we caused the bad guy to be the whole world. We made a oopsie doodle. Anyway, Jon, roll me another weird as you can feel energy coming from inside the house. You got energy coming from Cassandra. Roll weird with a +4.
With my own +3,
Yes.
so that's a 14. I rolled a 7.
Okay. You watch, Jon, as you call down from the heavens this massive one last ice crystalline snowflake that comes down and lands on top of the shower curtain over the mirror, and you hear crunching and melting and melding as you don't know exactly what's happening underneath this curtain, but you feel a scream emanate. Any reflective surface that is out here, which unfortunately does mean Charlene's mirrors, as well as the mirrors of all the cars down the street, shatter with a unearthly wail as you have now completely sealed this mirror to where the entity within it cannot extend out into other areas. But there was a cost. The three of you that are near this, immediately as everything goes to a quietness and you get closer to the mirror, and someone pulls back the shower curtain
Why would they pull back the curtain?
to make
I'm just
sure
kidding. Dude, you go ahead. I'm just joking.
to make sure the spell is taking effect. There is a eruption of energy for 3 harm, avoids armor, as this is just pure
Can I
magical
use
force.
luck?
It's pure magical force that strikes into you. If you do want to use luck to try to avoid this, you can.
Okay, so what do I have to roll to avoid it?
You're just spending a luck.
Okay, yeah.
This is not really avoidable. This is the cost of the spell.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
All
If
right.
folks want to spend luck to avoid it, you can.
I'm
I've
gonna
already spent
No.
2. So
I'm gonna spend it, but that means my monster side gains power. So
So
it just means like instead of like hurting me, it makes the skin on my face right away.
a little bit more. You look a
Yeah.
little bit more. Like, you know what? The little flap of hair that was right here peels off completely.
No. Oh,
Oh,
So,
God.
so now you
not
have
the money, please.
it now gives you like a big like widow's peak in the top.
And you can see my skull a little bit.
You can see a little bit of the skull. So as that happens, Cassandra, you're not spending luck to take, and you're taking this.
Yeah, I'm taking the brunt of it.
You get knocked flat on your butt. If anyone looks at Cassandra's face, she already was bruised and bloodied, but is definitely like 2 black eyes and a swollen nose, kind of thing from this. Everybody outside looks a little rough. Jon, that was, goes without saying for you. You are a ghoul.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use magic to try to stabilize Cassandra.
Okay,
if I can.
roll me weird. Roll me weird to try to.
I'm gonna spend another point of luck to stabilize her because that's the worst I've rolled all day. That was a
Grief.
6.
Okay, so
Burning through that luck, buddy.
what happens is
I've used two, like y'all.
Cassandra, you're stabilized through the magic. It doesn't really reduce the harm so much, but you watch the hands that have touched your chest like they were going to do the try to resuscitate you. They're now more bony and gnarled. The fingernails have elongated more and look very claw-like instead of just, that dude has long nails. Like the bed has pulled back even further, almost to the knuckle.
Ooh.
And with that, you've banished this entity or sealed this entity to where it can no longer cause harm, and you have saved this holiday season and saved these people. So, before we do any of the sign-offs, let's actually do the XP, because I know people might want to bring these characters back. And then we can epilogue this. So, I don't actually have the sheet with the experience on it, if someone will pull it up. I know that
I have it up.
I've got it.
Okay, did we save somebody? We definitely
Wait,
saved.
Yes.
first,
Okay,
yes.
so we already know that one. That one's off the top of my head. What's the first one?
Did we conclude?
Did
the
we
current
conclude the
mystery?
current mystery?
You did.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
I would say
Yeah.
so. That there is an entity that could travel through mirrors.
Yeah.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Yes, that Hayden had basically revealed her angelic name to y'all, which that she has never done.
Okay, so we're at 4. And
She
what?
did.
And the last one?
That means to experience.
Yep.
That's all of them.
Okay, so
conclude, save, learn, and learn. Yeah.
All right, so give yourselves 2
experience.
experience on top of any experience you got from failures. Save these characters. They could come back in another game. But let's epilogue. So I will start in the reverse order from before. Jon, how do you, when this hunt is concluded and the cops have come to help make sure everybody's okay, how does Jon conclude this?
My bad. I'm zoned out there for a second. I am gonna decide to take a crypt. I'm gonna bring the mirror back to my crypt that I've had all along, the haven I've had all along, in this forgotten crypt somewhere when it was Fort Miro before it was Monroe. So I have just gonna start my collection and gonna dedicate myself into how to break my curse.
Okay, so when all is said and done, Jon took the
Sorry.
mirror, but Cassandra, you have to have that mirror. So how do we conclude?
She has to have the mirror. I mean, I was just taking it just because I'm not gonna fight her for it if she wants it.
Does she sneak back underneath the Sanderson grave that you've turned into your crypt and steal it? Oh God! Everybody just
No,
steals. It's like a white elephant gif. Everybody just keeps taking.
Yeah. 'Cause-
If Jon wants to like take it as a memento until I can get a hold of Melba to arrange like transference, as long as he promises to hand it over when I know where it needs to go. I'm not
Give
gonna
her-
argue about that. Like
I give her a
we
key
only
to
we
the
only
crypt.
pulled it away because he did the mojo to make it work. So like I feel like he's owed a little bit of a prize there. But if and when my upper like authorities or contacts or whatever say no, we need that, like he just has to agree to give it back. So
Okay. So with the weather, you're still waiting on phone calls to get through so that your contact can come and get it, and Jon will hold on to it.
yeah, I mean I'll do some like first aid or whatever, at least on myself, on Mr. Flanagan, if if we can
you just walk
mooch
over.
up some Band-Aids.
All right, Mr. Flanagan. As we conclude and we epilogue out, how is it that you end this? Did we
You're
lose?
muted.
You're muted.
Muted.
Great.
He's dead. He died of his wounds.
Oh no, I'm dead. No. I walk around the house and clean up, limping the entire way. Make sure Mrs. Moop's house is nice and pristine, so when she wakes up, she's not freaking out that there's a bunch of broken glass and everything everywhere. Put back up the shower curtain. Clean up the glass. Put up the mulled wine. Make sure she has some water. And then I get medical attention.
And you end up fine. It's just there are some questions about how you ended up with like a straight line of cutlery and utensils down one leg.
Also, I clean, bleach, and repolish all of the cutlery and return it.
Okay.
And I do not tell her what happened with that, but because I would feel bad if I were like, yeah, this was in my leg for like 2 hours. So I'm just like, yeah, I was just trying to clean it up for you.
Okay. And Hayden, how do we epilogue out for you?
As that she's basically kind of broken and beaten, that she is going to recite Forma Huma Terina and go back to that Valley Girl persona again. Just right as whenever like Cassandra is just finishing up her call, that she is going to be like, so I got a call from above if that maybe that we can do a collab on getting that mirror checked out together. Then that your sect can probably look at some of my uh divine power. It'll be necessary. And then of course, obviously, as that that the medics and stuff basically heal her up, that she just kind of like rubs her shoulder and then eventually starts to heal her up slowly and stuff. And then as she basically walks over back to like that the house estate, writes out a check for $5,000 and just lays it on the table and just be like, Merry Christmas. Hopefully that'll be enough to cover everything. And just goes back to the paramedic and just be like, gosh, Starbucks and Waffle House sound good right about now.
Well, as the paramedic gets there, well, the good news is the Waffle House is actually open, so it's not being listed as a natural disaster. And with that, we will end the day's session. And
Nice.
thank y'all for playing. This was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Oh yeah, good game.
All right, so we'll be back here a little bit around 3 for Glitter Hearts. They'll be run by my lovely wife. So several folks will be back for that one. I will be watching the children and watching the game. So I hope you all do too, because it's going to be great and it's going to be exciting. And as a reminder, again, this is Extra Life Weekend for us. We are partnered with Bats and Children out of Jackson. Any donations you make to us will go to them 100% and help parents deal with medical bills for their child's care so that they don't have to worry about that and anything else during the holiday season. So if you can give, please do. If you can't, please share. And thank you very much. And we'll catch y'all here in just a little bit.
It was fun.
It was fun.